Okay, so it might be clear that we've had an outfit change and a time of day change and potential background changes. Um, Filming the Gaylor part, the first part with Swiftgron took like over 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And that was a 25-page doc. And today we're going to go through Kaylor to the end and sort of the present day. And that is about 60 pages long. So yeah, we had to take a break, but we're back. And
We're
this
back.
this is where a lot of the juicy stuff is. This is also when I realized that inserting video links and stuff was way better than just copying the picture. So there's a lot more stuff like that this time. So okay, we're gonna go. I separated this not quite by timeline, but more by, I mean, sort of by timeline because Carly happened closer to the present day. But for this section, we're actually gonna go ahead and go all the way back to 2012 because
Okay.
the whole thing with Carly is that her husband needs a beard and she needs a beard, and it's a lavender marriage, and that's what the Gaylors think. And so we just are gonna dig a little bit into Josh and Carly's background so that we can really like pace out how this is like an insane thing to think. So,
Who is Josh?
Josh, do you know anything about Carly Kloss's husband?
They're still married?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God,
I
you're in
thought
for
she was
such a
married to Bradley Cooper.
no.
Oh,
Okay.
that's Gigi Hadid.
Yeah, you're in for such a treat. So you don't know about Josh Kutcher, Kushners.
No.
Okay, awesome. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay, so we're going all the way back to June of 2012. Um, if you look at the oh, I did these alphabetically. So A, the very first pic of the dog. I know it's really bad quality because it's an old Instagram story, but
A little Patron.
yeah, this is a little photo, and as you can see from the caption, it's when Carly Kloss and Josh Kushner met in 2012. So they clearly met a very long time ago. He had just been out of a serious relationship that had been expected to end in marriage, and he was 26 years
Mhm.
old. Carly was
Wow.
19 years old.
Oh.
So, yeah, he was already a businessman. He had an MBA and he's from an East Coast rich family. And she was a Midwestern model, like barely out of high school.
Jeez.
So they would not have started dating as like a cover story or as PR because if he started taking her a bunch of places publicly and dating her publicly, he would have looked like a creep and it wouldn't have benefited him at all. She wasn't super famous. She wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? So, does not make sense for them to start dating for PR at this point. You know, it's not
No.
benefiting either of them. Well, maybe it's benefiting her a little bit because he's rich, but it's not benefiting him. Like, he just kind of looks like a freak. It's definitely not helping his, like, image.
Yeah.
So, in 2012 as well, Halloween, Carly and Josh go to one Halloween party together in matching skeleton costumes, and Josh looks super drunk of the only photo we have of the event. I would have loved to include it. All the links to it that I could find were dead, or located in the
Damn.
Gaylor subreddit. So I wasn't able to find it, but they were dressed as 12. Carly debuts Josh at the after party. So, pretty
The
much,
Victoria's Secret fashion
yes.
show after party.
Yes. So pretty much like you would say totally public, you know? Um,
Yeah.
November 27th, just a few days, several days, I guess. After that, the Daily Mail makes reference to Josh and Carly's relationship. And then March 2013, so the next year, but not super far into the next year, Carly talks about Josh to people and she really romanticizes their relationship and says basically she appreciates that she can leave work behind her when she's with him because he's not involved in the fashion world at all because he's totally in the business side of things. However,
Yeah.
that same day, the same day that she talks about Josh to people, Josh does not bring Carly as his date to the anniversary of the New York Observer, which Josh's family owns.
Did he bring a different date or no one?
I believe no one. I guess I should just go ahead and I'm not going to bury the lead. I'm going to get into it. I'm not going to tell you the exact details. The Kushners are affiliated with Trump.
Okay, I feel like I might have
Yeah.
heard Kushner,
Yeah.
maybe.
So the Kushners are Ivanka's married into that family, I believe. Is the connection.
Jesus Christ.
So Carly's a Victoria's Secret model. This is not exactly someone that his family would just like love for him to be bringing to like business, like serious events. Like they're not going to view her as someone that he would actually like
They
marry.
kind of see her as like a sex worker almost.
I mean, pretty much, you know, like they're old money. She's, as far as I know, she did not come from like very much money, like, probably, you know, like, normal, but I'm saying he's, like, rich, like, old money, old money. So that's I don't know. They're not very she doesn't show up to any of his business or professional events for a very long time. And again, remember,
Interesting.
she's, like, 19, 20 right now, and he's in his late 20s, so it's also kind of weird. However
Yeah.
yeah, right, April 2013, about a month later, Josh and Carly go to Coachella, and they hang out with the founder of Instagram, Kevin Synstrom, which you can see him or a post that he made. It's interesting because a lot of these posts are, like, still up, like, on real Instagram.
Interesting.
I think that's so fascinating,
Oh
like,
my
so much
god.
of it is just still linked, like, I don't even have to do a screenshot.
What year was Bleachella?
Teen or 2017?
Oh, okay. It's
2017.
like it's way later than that.
Yeah, yeah, but the Coachella, if the Met Gala was well, the Met Gala is kind of a scene of the crime here as well, but, Coachella is also we're gonna be back in Coachella several times over the course of this document. But yeah, so you
Okay.
see Joshua, and Joshua's, like, kind of a photographer. He likes to take kinda artsy pics, this kinda stuff, and, so yeah, that's Carly at Coachella, they're together, it's 2013. So, a month later, in May 2013, Josh and Carly attend a benefit in New York and take a formal photo. This is a very big step forward for them because they're starting to be seen at those businessy, like, more serious events. Um, but then, like, 10 days after that, in May 2013, Carly she said she has not found a very tall Prince Charming, and we know from various sources that Josh's family banned her from functions for 6 years. This is backed up by the fact that she wasn't seen at
What?
any more functions for years and years.
I'm so confused. Is he short? Is he a short king?
I guess so. I mean, like, she's tall, 'cause, I mean, she's a Victoria's Secret model.
Wait, so she was banned because she said this, or she was already banned?
The rumor is that she was already banned, so he took her to that one event, and then
Mm,
what I because I mean, that event would have been, like, 13 yeah, it would have been 13 days prior, so, like, 2 weeks before, and so maybe he went out on a limb and took her, and his family was "This is ridiculous, you're making us look like a joke, you can't bring" and I obviously, I'm
yeah,
totally this is me making up fanfic as if I'm a Gaylor because I have no idea. Maybe she
yeah.
wasn't banned, maybe she just I don't know. It could be a lot of things. So, June, though, so just a month after this, Josh and Carly go to Iceland for what seems to be their first, like, couples trip that's just them, and they post the same photo basically at the same time, which is also, like I said, still up on Instagram, which obviously, like, I guess why would they delete it? But I guess I'm just used to celebrities that, like, nuke their Instagrams, like Taylor
Yeah,
Swift. They're together, obviously. It's not looking very PR, it's not looking very
yeah,
beard, you know?
and
Like,
they're still together. I mean, what the fuck?
it seems like a very normal, progressive relationship. So, August 2013, Carly has a big 21st birthday, which Josh attends and takes a photo with her. The event is widely covered in the press. Attending this event does not stand to benefit Josh, either materially or in terms of his reputation. That's her 21st birthday. She kind of
Wow,
low key,
that's
like,
crazy.
looks a little bit bad, in my opinion, and with love.
She's probably fucked up,
It was also 2013, so I mean, the severe side part, there's just a lot going on.
and he's presumably, like, old as fuck now. Well, he is old as fuck.
Well, so he's 29 turning 30 and she's turning 21,
That's
right?
crazy.
That would be the math because he was 26 when she was 19, right?
That's such a big difference in time of life.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess, like, since she's a Victoria's Secret model, but it's, like, still very different. I don't know. Okay, so it is now September 2013, and Carly attends a talk on the ACA, which would only really make sense if she was with Josh, because why would a Victoria's Secret model randomly attend, like, this conference? Yeah, like, why does she suddenly care? But Josh Kushner, founder of Oscar Health, absolutely would need to attend a conference like that. This could be a big deal because if she's going into his work life, they're doing serious couple relationship type things. Why would she attend
But
this?
that is kind of weird. Like, why would she go to a healthcare conference?
Exactly, unless she was, like, there with him.
So maybe she didn't go to the actual conference, but maybe she was like just there at the hotel or something.
Yeah, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's slay that
I
she
don't
was,
know how
caring
conferences
about
work.
American healthcare and taking photos of Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sick. But yeah, I mean, she's just like a random Victoria's Secret model, kind of,
Yeah.
interesting. Josh goes to a book launch in October of 2013 with his brother. Neither brother brings a date. So this could reinforce the fact that Carly's not yet been giving the stamp of approval by any of Josh's relatives, including Jared and Ivanka. Then a month later,
Uh,
Josh gives what? Just thinking about the Trumps. This plays into it a lot. I'm
yes.
really excited to get into it with you because I have a lot of things that I've never seen people say that make total sense to me, and whatever, we'll get there. Um, so Josh gives an address at the WSJ Innovator Awards. Carly comes as his date. Slowly but surely, they're getting more serious about one another, or Josh is getting more serious about her. He's letting Carly come to his talks and events. He's, kind of intermeshing her with his colleagues and business friends. And hopefully, now he's seeing her not as much of a fling, but as an actual person he would date. Again, not really giving PR to me. It's not giving, I need a girlfriend really quick because I'm gay. But and that is her and him at that awards that where he gave the speech.
Uh,
Yeah.
she smiles so funny. She's
That's what
like,
I'm saying. For a model, she looks kind of weird in all of those pictures. Like she's like but she looks good. She's
she
gorgeous,
does, but she
obviously.
just like she looks just kind of silly.
I know it's it's like small, like I don't know. Um
And he's like,
yeah, I know. It looks so funny because mine is like huge. Like the picture is almost the whole TV screen. So, it kind of seems like Carly is the one who's more invested in this relationship right now because she keeps, he's kind of keeping her arm's length. Like yes, they're being seen publicly together, but they're definitely not like loved up in public. So again,
I mean, I guess.
I'm just saying it's not we're being super public and lovey because we're trying to get media attention or cover up that one of us is gay or help each
No.
other's PR because none of this is helpful to either of them in any way. It's not benefiting anyone.
Yeah.
So, if this is a PR relationship, it's the strangest deal that I've ever seen made. And I don't see how it's helping anyone. It's just it doesn't make any sense to be organically meeting and dating.
Yeah, clearly.
So, going back to another world, a world that I like to live in a lot more, it's Taylor Swift's world. And she is pre-1989 throughout the Red era and all of her albums. We know that the media, I mean, they still do, but much worse back then, painting her like she's boy crazy and that all she does is write about men. So we're getting the 1989 era Girl Squad PR move, which this totally was a PR move. I never thought about it before, but reading it this way, like, obviously it was. But it's
Yeah,
still slay. There's nothing wrong with that. She just wanted to be seen with slay girls. Me too.
it's not I still think that they had like a friendship though. Like it wasn't
I think that they would
it
do,
w-
like, parties and events together and have a good time. I don't think that they were, like, BFFs. Or maybe they were. I don't know. We'll get into it. You can tell me what you think. So, anyway, her, she's definitely pivoting to being more of a girl slay kind of marketing instead of it being male centric, which we love to see. So, how
say.
could we get Taylor to look like a lovable's girl's girl instead of like a boy crazy man eater, like a la Blank Space music video? How about we book her in a performance at the Victoria's Secret fashion show? Yes,
Slay!
where she'll literally be surrounded by slay pretty ladies. And also at the same time, obviously, it's pivoting her towards a more adult audience because,
True.
especially, thinking about Fearless, Speak Now, Red, definitely. I mean, I was a child, really. So it
Yeah.
was a lot of like younger girls really liked her. So this definitely helped her kind of set herself up to continue into an adult career. So,
And
um,
grow with her fans.
yeah, exactly. So it's Slay, and I love rest in peace the Victoria's Secret fashion show. It's over, right? They don't do them anymore,
Oh my God, that's so
right?
sad.
Is that true? Am
I
I
love
making that up?
watching, I don't know. I think I heard that before. I miss it.
Me
I
too.
like to watch the clips of Taylor on it. She did really good on there.
I know. We have some. Don't worry. We'll be viewing. So the theory is that, and I kind of think that this could be partially true, or it could at least be like the beginning to their friendship. Taylor's team decides to onboard a celebrity bestie, and we've got wholesome Carly Kloss. Obviously, the Gaylors say nobody would think Carly's gay because she's a Victoria's Secret model. So January 2012, a Vogue profile came out in which Taylor said, "I love Carly Kloss. I want to bake cookies with her."
That's something you would say.
I'm telling you, Andres literally, when I showed him, did you see the picture with that said, like, "Made with love by Tay Tay" on Taylor's bread. It's a sticker.
Yeah, yeah,
I showed that to
yeah.
Andres this morning, and he said, "It's so sad. You would be her best friend if she would just meet you." And I was like, "I know. I know. We're
For
just
real.
we're just alike. She just
You
doesn't
really
know.
are.
We really are." And it's not even that I'm, like, copying her, because like, I do copy her, but I was making sourdough before Taylor Swift. Just saying. I was.
I can't believe she paints. Ugh.
Like, what the
Like, actually, what the fuck? I'm gonna cry about it.
There's literally not one thing that she can't do.
I think
Like,
she is the perfect woman.
it's
But I'm gonna
crazy.
get canceled for saying that because she's a billionaire, and a billionaire can't be the perfect woman.
Yeah. Anyway, Taylor says she wants to bake cookies with Carly Kloss, and then Carly responded in her tweet, which is famous, of course, in this uh, side of the community, where she said, Love it. Your kitchen or mine." So that would have been, the launch of their friendship, so to speak. Could
That's
have
so
could have been
cute.
PR, could have been curated, or it could be real. Because I feel like early Twitter, like this time of Twitter, it was so different. Like celebrities really did just like have conversations on Twitter where we could read it.
Yeah.
Like they did.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. It would never be like it was a different world. So anyway, the squad in general was, I think, part of a PR strategy, at least in part. We know that she was seen out with a lot of other girls, and that some of those girls have said now that they were not really even close. Like Lord implied that the squad didn't even really exist. It was just marketing for Tay's friendships. And we know that Miley Cyrus kind of side-eyed the whole squad thing too.
Wait, she
Um
did?
yeah, it was a long time ago. It was like in this, but she said like, I don't know, something about like all of your friends and they're all gorgeous and you're, I don't know. It was stupid, to be honest. It was not Girls Girl of Miley. It was in her era
She's
where
gorgeous too.
she was not girls girling that much, you know. She was kind of
Mhm.
being a hater.
Why do I guess that it could be PR friendship, but, like, why can't they just be friends? I don't
I think
know.
it can be both. I think it can be, hey, we should get you guys together because you have similar audiences and it would like be slay. And then you get together and you're like, I have fun with this girl. Like sort of like your coworker that you're friends with still, but you're friends, but you're
Yeah.
also capitalizing on the fact that you're friends. But also maybe
So
it's
then
not.
what about her and, like, Selena Gomez?
I don't think that all I think I'm talking about specifically squad era friendships, because think about those people
Mhm.
and if she's still friends with them, because she's not really. And as soon as she started dating
I
Joe,
mean,
the squad kind of stopped existing, which I'm not saying it was all
well,
fake, but it is
but some of the
interesting.
squad members betrayed her.
That's true too. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We're gonna get there. So something that I like think was a little bit interesting is that if we have the squad so that people stop thinking that Taylor is like dating a bunch of guys. Once Taylor was in a serious, very long-term relationship with Joe, squad gone. Like, where's the squad?
Yeah, I get it.
But again, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that that means it's totally fake. I think that, like when you're all in the same show, like the actors from The Summer I Turned Pretty, they're not most likely they're not all friends, but they make TikToks and post some stuff as their friends while the show and stuff is active because, people like to see that and it's fun and it gets eyes on it, and seeing chemistry between
Yeah.
the actors makes you like the characters more. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's all like a
Mhm.
huge evil mastermind kind of thing. I think, she is a mastermind. Um, anyway, we can go down to and that's where we can see some clips of Carly and Taylor at the Victoria's Secret fashion show rehearsals. It's a GIF set. I mean, just take a moment and take in. They said that they
The
were
gifts.
very, very friendly, and I'm not really I'm seeing some slay going on.
Caption, "Our shy and smitten, tall and small gabies."
Yeah.
Tall as TOL and small SMOL.
Yep. So you can let me know if you see what you see between them in those photos.
I see two people who are doing a performance,
And they're having a little chat.
and they might be friends.
They're just standing by each other and talking.
Yeah, Taylor's, like, fixing her earbud. She might not even be fully paying attention to what Carly's
She
doing.
can't even hear. She's like, "Who the fuck is this girl?"
Like, she's focusing on something else. I wonder what Carly is pointing at, though.
Yeah, me too. It looks like Carly's saying amazing. Like, "Oh, it looks amazing. That was
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, amazing.
Something amazing."
And Taylor's still holding her earbud, trying
Yeah.
to fix it. Okay, nothing romantic yet.
No, I mean just
In
two
in
girls
my
looking slay.
opinion.
In my opinion. Yeah. Um, so the 13th of November, Kaylor allegedly met for the first time. Obviously,
13th?
we're seeing them backstage here. I guess this is when they're meeting, like, I don't know, because it's one day after they were in the same place rehearsing. And then this is 1 year and 11 months after the Vogue article is released and the social media back and forth that we saw, just for the timeline. Um,
Damn.
so only one day after this, the 14th of November, we can see some flowers that were sent to Carly. One day after the Victoria's Secret fashion show, she posts that
Oh,
these are
beautiful.
flowers from the person that she loves. And for some reason, they seem to think that these could be from Taylor Swift. To me, that makes no sense, especially because the man that she's been publicly dating for almost 2 years now was not at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. So it makes sense to me that he would send flowers and like to be like,
Yeah,
congrats, sorry I wasn't able to be there.
makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
Those are really pretty.
They are. And
But they're purple.
purple.
And isn't purple the color of gay?
Yes, you're right. And also, they publicly met for the first time yesterday or today, but maybe met for the first time yesterday. That's not the person you love, unless they're insinuating that they have been secretly dating from before this,
For y-
which would be
for
crazy.
2 years since the tweet.
Maybe they do. Maybe that's what they think. So then that same day that she gets the flowers, she posts a picture of her and Taylor on the runway from the fashion show. So yeah, many of them are active Instagram links, like still on Carly's. I just think that's
Yeah,
fascinating.
that is awesome.
I mean, this was 2013.
You know, she also could have gotten the flowers like the day before. Like just because she posts things on the day doesn't
Yeah,
mean her bodysuit thing that she wears looks like that bodysuit that Taylor has wore on the whatever,
it does. That's probably a theory.
like the
But
sheer.
yeah, I know that when she does Out of the Woods, but she's doing it like in a different
Yeah,
style, right? I think it's Out of the Woods. But yeah, so clearly they're being slay and cool together. She says that she had so much fun with Taylor. She tags her in the photo. And, she's also promoting it, saying, here's a sneak peek of the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and then says when it's going to air. And also, we have these Polaroids that say best friends forever, which is kind of funny because all of these women have met like just that day. But I don't really think that's that weird. Like, you meet some slay girls, you're like, oh my God,
yeah.
BFFs. Like, it's just cute. And I have a lot of, you'll have to let me know you think it's too acid heavy. I have a lot of assets in this era because it's just a lot of cute pics of Taylor. And so,
No, yeah, we definitely should show them. Whose
so
handwriting is this?
I'm guessing one of the other girls. But, it's slay. Like, there's Taylor with some of the Victoria's Secret models. And it's, I don't know, cute.
I love them.
Rare Taylor Swift pics. We're already at another asset, which is the 4th of December 2013, which is another photo that Carly posted them on her Instagram promoting the Victoria's Secret fashion show, which is coming out soon.
She's smiling the same way again.
That's what I'm saying. Why does she smile like that? She's a model.
Harley is tall.
She is tall. I also just like, I don't know, her hair shade in this era is unflattering to me. Or maybe it's the filter she's putting on her pictures. Like, right?
Yeah.
It's just not, it's like a little bit too, and it's not that I think it's like an ugly color. I just think it's like too warm for her. Also, I loved this era of Taylor. I loved when she was wearing so much eyeliner and she had just gotten bangs. She had just started to straighten her hair. So slay.
She looks good.
She never looked bad. It's so unfair. December 10th, 2013, the fashion show finally airs, which has all of the Kaylor content, which they've aptly spelled Kaylor content with a K. Carly does an interview where she promotes her friendship with Taylor. The fact that she does so much press about Taylor during this time and it always sounds a bit scripted is evidence that this could be a manufactured friendship or PR. In the interview, Carly says, she's my new best friend. I'm obsessed with her. She's really, really sweet, and I was so glad that she was a part of the show this year. She just brought such an energy. And I mean, that's what I would say if I met Taylor Swift.
Yeah, for real.
Like, what did you think? I would be like, that's my best friend. I'm obsessed with her.
I'm obsessed with her.
She's gonna be my friend for the rest of my life, and she's beautiful and perfect. So
Yeah.
but that's just me. And then the day after this, so we're getting tons of content. Like Carly wants to be friends with Taylor really bad, or it's all fake. You decide. One day after this, Carly posts another video of her girl Taylor, which she captioned it on the runway. So looks like the girlies are BFFing.
They're besties.
Yes, but then a month later, The first picture of Josh's face, like just his face, on Carly's Insta appears, so it seems they could be hard launching.
Oh,
She says
okay.
he's usually behind the camera. So basically in the past they'd been doing the thing
Okay.
sort of like Taylor and Joe used to do, where they would post pictures of the same place, but they would never post themselves, like with, you know what I'm saying? Remember when they used to do that with the
Mm,
cactuses and stuff?
yeah.
So basically they'd been doing that up until this point, but now somewhat of a hard
Yeah.
launch. We're getting a full body pic on Maine. So then in January 2014, we have a lover diary entry. I'm going to kind of summarize it, where it basically says, dating's awful, I'm moving to New York City, and love is fiction and a myth. So you can see the date, you can see
Wow.
her cutie handwriting. So, I've decided the place is in New York. I knew I went through this phase months ago, but it has to mean something that I've circled back to it. So she decides that she does think she's going to move to New York. Later in a interview later on down the line, Carly says that she kind of influenced this decision because Taylor had been thinking that she wanted to move to London, and Carly was like, please don't move to London, come move to New York so that we can be friends. And Taylor did choose New York. Of course, we don't really know if that's true or not, but she did say
Mm,
that in an interview, that Taylor was between moving to London or New York, and Carly convinced her to pick New York
yeah.
instead of London.
Interesting.
It's very fascinating to me because why would she have moved to London at that time? This was way pre-Joe. It's just interesting. Like, Harry? Like, who?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying she had to be following a man, but like, why would you
Maybe she
just.
liked
She
London.
just loved it? Maybe, yeah. I mean, I guess. Just, I don't know. Kind of strange. Anyway, so 5th of February 2014, a profile of Carly where she's again talking about Josh. She says, I do. I like Valentine's Day. I like any excuse to show some warmth, love. I think that goes not just your boyfriend or girlfriend, but it's also an excuse to write a love note to your friends, your mom, anyone. So the Gaylors find this quote strange because she says that goes for not just your boyfriend or girlfriend. So
You don't love your friends?
you don't love your girlfriends? Like, so I don't know. They think it's interesting that she differentiates between boyfriend and girlfriend. She could have obviously meant girl space friend. Not crazy. However, they think this is more likely a sign that she was starting to consider exploring her sexuality, considering that she separates girlfriends from friends, because she
Okay.
couldn't have been saying whether it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, as in like whichever one you have, like you, the audience
Yeah.
that I'm speaking to, whatever. Um, so she's been with Josh for over 2 years by now, and their progress into seriousness has been going very, very slow, despite her attempts to kind of move it forward and be more involved in his life. So they
What do you
think
mean her attempts? We
that's
don't
what
know
they
that.
think. That's what they think.
We
Um,
don't know that.
she it thus seems distinctly possible that since she's been talking regularly to a certain gorgeous blonde fruitcake of a musician, she's starting to consider other options.
Oh my fucking god. Wait, fruitcake?
Fruitcake,
Whose
Taylor,
words are those?
theirs. I'm reading it.
Eh,
The third option is that she means this quote generally, if you have a girlfriend or if you have a boyfriend. But given the rest of it is a personal quote, it seems possible that she is saying she could see herself with a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
okay.
Okay,
Alright.
I know. Carly and Josh's ship name is Josh Lee, so I
Mm.
might refer to them
Mhm.
as such as we continue. So, a little bit after this, February 22nd, 2014, there's a sighting of Josh Lee by the paparazzi. There's a kind of running thing in the.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it's your favorite social media site, Getty Images.
she looks mad.
Okay, so you do think that. Okay, I was gonna say that there's a running theme where everyone always says that when she's out and she gets paparazzi with Josh, that they both look super grumpy. I mean, she looks grouchy, but like I think that could just be the picture. Like I don't know, because he looks normal.
Yeah,
The
she
camera.
probably noticed the paparazzi and then she's like,
Yeah. I don't think they both, and if you scroll down, you can even see other ones. To me, she's just serving face. Like, yeah, I think it was obvious she was like talking also, because when you click on the other ones that are suggested underneath it, like she just looks just neutral, like she's just walking and walking.
yeah, she only looks mad in that one
Yeah.
picture,
Well,
honestly.
that would be why that's the one that they
And
chose, of course.
a picture is literally a split second of time, so
Well, and it's not like they're sitting at dinner and she's like they're walking on the street.
yeah.
But I digress. So there's just a reoccurring thing where the Gaylors love to say like looking grumpy as fuck, fighting in public. Like there's some pictures later on where they say they're fighting in public, and they literally are just like looking at each other and talking. And like maybe they look a little grouchy, but like not like Like, when you say fighting in public, I'm expecting, like, screaming, physical altercation, like,
Yeah.
not, like, having a discussion that might be, like, medium heated, but
Yeah.
whatever. Also on this day, according to the Lover Diaries, Taylor is writing "Shake It Off." Crazy. The history was being made and Josh Lee didn't even know. She wouldn't have been grouchy if she knew that this was in the works. So here's a slight intersection. I had mentioned it in the last doc. This time frame is also when Taylor Swift shows up on the Glee set, and the implication is that she was looking for Diana. So just saying that in, connecting this to the Swift-Gron timeline, Taylor and Diana might not have been totally over yet if you believe that they were together. And remember, this is around the time that she's writing the song Style, which, is about,
Is obviously about
yeah,
Diana.
exactly. So, March 2014, Josh kind of disappears from the picture, and Taylor is a massive presence, way beyond the like promotion that we saw up until now. Now they're like slaying it together all the time, and I included a lot, but just so you know, like I'm sure you sort of remember even because it was just so public. They were everywhere. Like every day it was like they're going to the gym, they're out at lunch, they're going to this event, they are on the beach.
My
They were just
God.
like always hanging out. So I didn't include every single time because they were like pretty much always just, not anything crazy usually even. It was just like they're seen together at the store, they're seen
Yeah.
together, just out on the town. So anyway, hint of March 2014, Carly and Taylor attended the Vanity Fair Oscar party, and the Vogue profile talks about this being where they started to actually connect, and they decided to do the road trip. The
Mm.
road trip. So the exact quote is, "A few months later, they saw each other again at the Oscars after party, and Klaus suggested that they do something spontaneous. I'd been to Big Sur once before, and I was like, we should just do it," says Swift. "I suspect this story is a bit of a lie," the Gaylor says. "I suspect that they hooked up around this time and decided to take a road trip to Big Sur," the Gaylor says. Taylor had been there once before with Jake Gyllenhaal, and Carly had never been to Big Sur, so they think that it's very suspicious that Taylor took Carly somewhere that she had been before in a romantic capacity, which
Okay.
to me is strange because if I went somewhere slay with Andres and I thought it was really fun, and then you were like, I want to go on a vacation, I might say, oh my God, I went to this cool place with Andres. It was really fun. We should go there.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't mean that I was
Perfectly
subliminally saying we should go there so that we can have lesbian
be
sex.
romantic.
Yeah, exactly. Although we would probably share a room, and everyone knows that if you share a room with another woman, then you're fucking
And you're lesbian.
and you're scissoring with your necklace.
And bracelet.
Anyway, whether you're Gaylor or not, this road trip is so fucking iconic. I included quite a few photos. On this road trip, Taylor allegedly plays Carly all of 1989. They take so many beautiful pictures. The Daisy thing happens, the post. So, first, on the 5th of March, we have Carly posting a picture that says Carly loves Taylor in the sand. Taylor likes this photo.
Okay. Oh my God. Beautiful.
I guess I forgot to
Carly
draw
loves
attention to
Taylor.
the Oscars
Yeah, I was
after
gonna
party.
This girl looks like Addison Rae.
She does kind of. Yeah, the Q was the Oscars party that they went to together, which is where they had the conversation and decided, fuck it, we should just go to Big Sur. And also something that I think is interesting.
Okay.
And this plays into me, trying to use my noggin a little bit here and think about real life. And so we know that in March is when Josh stopped showing up with Carly places, stopped being in his posts. So, and Taylor and Carly had like a casual friendship over Twitter, seen each other at this fashion show. And then they're at this party together, probably talking like in person again for the first time in a while. And Carly says, yeah, I'm going through a breakup right now. It really sucks. We've been together for a while and I really wanted it to work with him, but his family just doesn't accept me, so we broke up. And Taylor says, oh my God, that sucks. We should just go on a road trip. Fuck him. Let's go to Big Sur. Let's have a good time. Could that be?
That's a theory.
I'm saying, is that not more likely than they're going because they're in love with each other?
Wait, so they broke up?
Well, we don't know, but they're not seen together.
Publicly together.
Yeah, and not on social
But
media.
now
or
they're
anything.
back together again.
In present day, yes, but they seem to have they seem to have several breakups, as you would expect for such a long relationship. So
yeah, she probably dumped her BF and then they're fucking going to Big Sur.
Yeah, to have a slay time with your rich, famous friend.
Bestie.
Yeah, that you're getting to know. So IDK seems like that could definitely be the case to me. Also, if you noticed in the Carly Loves Taylor picture, there
Mhm.
is not an O in Taylor's name. Carly is misspelling Taylor's name, which the Gaylors believe is what Taylor's referencing when she says, my name is whatever you decide. I'm just going to call you mine. So she's referencing Carly
No.
because my name is whatever you decide, and she's spelling Taylor wrong. So,
There is an O,
I mean, it looks like Taylr to me.
but, like, there's, like, like, it goes down right there, like, there's, like, a O, like, under her
Don't
hand.
shoot the messenger. I'm just reporting what the streets tell me.
That is stupid. Sorry, Gaylors. You're not convincing me yet.
So now Carly posts the best road trip ever Daisy pic. Now, if you recall, Taylor once was Poison Ivy, but now I'm your Daisy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she also had the daisy in her hair in the other pic.
Exactly. It's a Kaylor signal.
Okay.
It's kind of cute because this is before you could have an Instagram carousel when you can only upload one photo at a time. So Carly
Mm,
posts all of these pictures on the same day because you couldn't separate them.
yeah.
So on the 5th of March, she posted all of these. So in we have a photo that Carly posted of them where she said, "The adventure of a lifetime with my girl," and she's kissing her on the cheek.
Okay. Cool.
Girls being girls. And then we have in another photo posted again that same day, captioned, "Whoa, what a view, huh?" And it's a photo with
Look,
Taylor in it.
look at their bobs.
I know, that was the bob era. That was when I started to want a bob for the first time, was when Taylor cut her hair into the lob. It was a slay. I mean, I'm loving her hair now too, but something about a lob.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Carly's also in the photo and they're also looking at a view. So I think that to construe it as her specifically saying that Taylor is really hot is a little bit strange, but that seems to be the direction
What?
that, like, she's saying, what a view, as in, like, Taylor is the view, which, like, I agree,
She's not even
but
looking at her. Also,
for me
she
to
still has
say,
that daisy in her hair.
it was probably all the same day. We have a picture that is also,
Mm.
again, posted the same day, March 5th, and it
Okay, I've seen
is,
this one.
yes, them hugging her from behind.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice the seal.
And the daisy also. So, seems like they're having a sleigh time. I would love to go on a trip to Big Sur and run around and look at seals and take sleigh pictures with flowers. And then we get
Yeah.
a post the very same day on Taylor's Instagram. Of course, don't have the link to that because Taylor nuked her Insta, but that's them together, and she captioned it "on the way home," which people think is her referencing "You're in love. You can feel it on the way home. You're in love."
Mhm.
I'm not sure that "on the way home" is a unique enough phrase for us to jump to that conclusion.
Yeah.
That is just my opinion. But, you know, on the way home. It would, if it would be different if
It
it
is
was like,
interesting.
you could feel it on the way home. Like, it's interesting. I'll give them that. It's interesting.
It's an interesting caption because, like, why would she say, "Oh, we're on the way I guess that's what they were doing when she posted it. They were on the way home.
Yeah. IDK.
But, yeah.
May 5th, 2014, Kaylor get ready together and attend the Met Gala. Told you that we would
Mm.
be making our way back.
Slay.
And
Taylor
then,
has wine.
yes, wearing her red lip. That's back when she used those NARS lip crayons.
Mm.
I like a lip crayon. I would like to issue a trigger warning because it does have Ivanka Trump in it, so sorry to say. Go ahead and take a good look
Ew.
here at the photo. So we know that Kaylor interacts with the Kushners because Taylor takes this photo that has Ivanka in it. So just take a good look at Taylor's dress in that and everything that's going on in that photo so you can see what Carly was wearing that night. And this is where, just being honest with you, the indoctrination might start to kick in a bit, okay? So, remember we watched
Okay. I
ev-
see nothing.
well, not yet. Let me get there. So, you remember the Wildest Dreams music video when we watched it at your house? Okay. Outfits are kind of similar, I have to be honest. So, you saw Taylor's dress, you see Carly's dress, okay? See Taylor's dress, it is kind of similar. And the other
To
so
the one.
yeah. And in the Wildest Dreams music video, Taylor is the other woman. She falls in love with her co-star and thinks that it's real, but then she finds out that the co-star actually has a girlfriend that,
Mm.
that's the ending.
Right, 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 right.
So It is kind of interesting because if she was dating if she was friends with Carly, it's interesting. It's interesting that the dresses are similar.
It's not convincing me
Not yet.
because, like, I don't know. It's not really that similar.
So, also in Look What You Made Me Do, the 2014 Met Taylor appears several times, and then the zombie in the Look What You Made Me Do music video that's wearing the Wildest Dreams dress buries the Taylor that's wearing the 2014 Met Gala dress.
I'm gonna need to rewatch that.
You can pull it up if you need to. So, just kind of interesting because really mostly
Wait,
just
is
interesting because the 2014 Met Gala was not really significant. And so it's kind of confusing why it was even included in like all of these iconic looks of Taylor's because frankly, that's not a memorable night, not a memorable
I
outfit.
don't know. It's just the dresses aren't like identical, and it's like the formal dresses. Like maybe she just really liked the silhouette of it when she wore it on the red carpet or something. Like there's a lot of other explanations. I don't know.
For the matching, I agree. I think that it's weird that Taylor included the 2014 dress in her music video in the Look What You Made Me Do, where in Look What You Made Me Do, every single outfit she wears is an outfit that she's worn. And I think it's interesting that she included the 2014 Met Gala because, as far as we know, nothing there happened that was significant enough to include. Because, like, all of her other looks in the Look What You Made Me Do music video are from, like, the VMAs night, like, iconic music videos, like, very
Okay,
iconic
okay.
times.
And we're for sure that it's the same dress.
I mean, Taylor herself didn't tell us that, but we know that the music video, every single outfit that she's wearing is an allusion to an outfit that she's worn, and presumably this is the only one that really matches up. I guess I could do
Okay.
like an extreme deep dive to try to figure that out, but I mean, on the surface, this does seem to legitimately be true.
Okay. Well, my explanation for it is that she just really liked the dress.
Definitely could be true. The theory that the Gaylors have at this point is that Josh Lee is not fully back together at this Met Gala, and like they're there together but they're not fully back together, but then they fully reunite at the end of May, at which point the Kaylor dynamic shifts gears. However, the contract for their publicity friendship was still in place and they had to carry on carrying on. It's telling that their respective close friends never warmed up to one another. Their personal friend groups never really meshed, which is interesting. So they say that the narrative of them being extremely good friends, that if they were really good friends, why wouldn't they be hanging out with each other's main people, like Derek and Abigail?
Okay.
Derek is a longtime friend of Carly's. That's who Derek is. To which I say, first of all,
Okay.
well, for one, Abigail's a normal person. She's not a famous person, so she probably has much less time to be kicking it around with Carly and Taylor. Like, we
Yeah.
don't even see Abigail and Taylor together that much because they have very different lives.
Yeah, it's just different people, different friends.
Yeah. So, whatever. What they think is during this time, Carly and Taylor were hooking up, but then Carly decided to get back together with Josh. May 24th, 2014, Ashley are papped in New York City. And then a few days later, still in May of 2014, Carly promotes Oscar Health, Josh's company.
Interesting.
So this is kind of her, maybe, I mean, if we can, again, be just making a fanfic, because who knows, but let's say they break up. Taylor and Carly are friends, and Taylor's trying to help her get through this breakup. And then Josh misses Carly, and he's like, you know what? Fuck my family. I'm going to start including you. So they get back together. A few weeks later, she's promoting this. They're making themselves intermeshed publicly. Perhaps that could be what's happening here and nothing crazy. On this same day, not that this really means nothing, but I just think it's interesting. So the same day that Carly posts this promoting Oscar Health, Josh's company, Taylor is in Shanghai and wakes up in the middle of the night to take the Polaroid photo that eventually becomes the 1989 album cover.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's crazy.
Just obviously that has no correlation. I just think it's interesting. So
Damn.
June 5th, 2014, Carly posts a throwback picture of herself, Taylor, and James King, my whatever, captioned "Missing these lovely ladies." June 9th,
Hmm.
2014, Carly hosts Carly Kloss x Warby Parker collaboration launch dinner in New York City. Josh is there, which is unsurprising because he incubates Warby Parker. It's like through his company.
Yeah.
And Taylor finishes up the Red Tour and flies out to see Carly, which we can see
Wow.
literally like I just lost my twin. So here we can see her sneaking in through the garden gate. It's interesting because,
That's an interesting dress.
yeah, I mean, I love the bag and shoes
Or maybe
matching.
that's just maybe it's just the entrance to the house.
Well, I also wouldn't classify this as sneaking, considering that there's multiple photos of it.
No.
It's not very good sneaking. End of June 2014, Taylor takes Carly to Rhode Island and Josh joins them towards the end of June. We've never seen them all hang out before, like all three of them together. And Josh looks super unhappy in all of the pictures that we've seen from this event. The poster of this has a feeling that this is when Josh told Carly he didn't want her to hang out with Taylor much anymore.
Eh?
First of all, I don't think that he looks unhappy. I think he looks like he's just standing there.
Yep,
His eyes are literally
that's what
closed.
it looks.
Taylor's taking pictures with fans. He's just standing there eating ice cream. Like, he doesn't look mad at all
Looks
to
normal
me.
to me.
No one looks mad. Everyone just looks like they're standing there. I would also like to float. This is where my personal, my dare I say, my Hitler theory. Sorry, guys. Not Het. I think she might have kissed. She doesn't matter. Let's say that my theory from earlier, where they go to the Oscar party and Carly's like, I just dumped my boyfriend. I fucking hate him. His family sucks. And they don't want to have anything to do with me. And Taylor's like, let's go on a road trip, girl. Let's just have a good time. Now imagine that same friend decides to get back with that boy and he starts coming to your stuff.
True.
Maybe you're not loving that because you don't love that boy. Just planting that seed.
Yeah,
Just planting that seed. And also remember that you just met people that guy's affiliated with, and you're maybe realizing that, you know, obviously Trump was not running for president at this time. This was 2014, but you started to get an understanding of the circles that this man ran in, and maybe you're like, I don't like this man for my friend, and maybe that is part of this. Just a thought, though. So,
very thoughtful.
just, you know, just considering. So then we have one of my favorite pieces of Kaylor evidence. This is, first of all, Taylor's hat, and it sends me because it's just so, I know. So they go out to lunch together, and the Gaylors say she goes out of her way to touch Carly. As you can see, we have photos of this from multiple angles. It's pretty fascinating, actually. I think they both reached out
Okay.
to grab the door, and their hands touched. And because they're close
Yeah.
friends, that wasn't a weird thing.
No,
I
that
think
seems totally normal.
I think that if she wanted to touch Carly so badly, she could have done it in a bunch of other ways that wouldn't have been weird either, personally.
Definitely. Damn.
Just an idea. There's a kind of a theory in the Gaylor world that Tree became Taylor's publicist because of all of the stuff with Carly and everyone figuring out that Taylor's actually gay. But Tree actually formally became Tay's publicist in April of 2014, which doesn't really line up because this would have been well after the Big Sur trip and well
Yeah.
before the Kissgate at the 1975 concert. So it doesn't make sense that Tree would have been hired for a reason related to this whatsoever. More likely, it just was the time that she happened to be brought on as a new publicist. Anyway, so we're still in 2014, and Kaylor go to an Ingrid Michaelson concert with a bunch of other friends, and Carly posts an Instagram post of her new Whole Foods Carly's Cookies brand. Remember this because it will come back later. August 3rd, 2014, Taylor wishes Carly a happy birthday with this picture. Josh doesn't wish Taylor a happy birthday on Instagram. However,
Carly.
yes, but that doesn't seem to really matter because I went back and he didn't wish her happy birthday on 2012 or 2013, even though they would have been dating at that time also. So it just seems that he probably wasn't the type of person that posted happy birthday stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but this is captioned for the Gaylor timeline. Carly unexpectedly, all caps, posts a pic of Josh at Washington Square Park. So that's a photo of them. I'm not really sure why it's so unexpected. To them.
Isn't every post unexpected?
Seems like it. That same month in August, Josh Lee play ball together in the park. And Josh Lee also go to the US Open together a couple days after that. And then also in August, so just setting the narrative that they are pretty clearly, you know, back together at this point and not dating Taylor Swift. Um, so we have then an article coming out in the Mail Online that claims that Carly lives with Taylor in Beverly Hills, and that actually gets taken down. So the statement was that Carly and Taylor do not live together and have no plans to live together. The Daily Mail did not verify the facts of the story prior to publishing. The Gaylors think this is suspicious. Why? Because in the quote, they never said that Taylor and Carly had never lived together, just that they don't live together now and they don't have plans to in the future. Not that they had not lived together in the past. So they think that that is evidence that Kaylor lived together in LA when they were dating from March to May. And then once Carly got back with Josh in late May, they stopped living together.
Okay.
Yes. September 2014, we have Taylor in Rolling Stone looking so slay. When she's interviewed in this magazine, she mentions Carly having a room at her house. The Gaylors think it's very, very weird and bizarre. This is the full quote. Swift leads the way into one of her 4 guest bedrooms. This is where Carly usually stays, she says, meaning supermodel Carly Kloss, one of her new best friends who she met 9 months ago at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. There's a basket of Kloss's favorite Whole Foods treats next to the bed and multiple photos of her on the wall. Against another wall, there's a rack full of white nightgowns. This is a thing that me and Lena have, says Swift, meaning Lena Dunham, another recent friend. We wear them during the day and look like pioneer women fresh off the Oregon Trail.
God, okay.
I don't know why that's so weird. Also, even if Taylor and Carly weren't PR friends and they had a real friendship, this is clearly Taylor having an interview and saying, this is where Carly usually stays. Look at her cookies that are sitting right here available at Whole Foods. This is clearly a product thing. Stop making it something that it's not. Like, come on. They were clearly like, she was like, I'm going to, either maybe it was contractual because they're in a PR friendship, or it's my friend has something that's coming out. I'm going to promote it in this article. Here's Carly's room. I have it stocked with her Carly's cookies available at Whole Foods.
Yeah,
pretty obvious to me.
seems pretty obvious.
Okay, so we have a video clip. You need to be listening. In this performance, they say that it sounds like Taylor says she never loved me while performing I Knew You Were Trouble at the iHeartRadio Music Festival in 2014. So take a listen.
So they think she said she never loved me.
And I mean, sort of sounds like it. Could have been unintentional. Could have been just how it sounded.
I think she was saying you, but you never loved me. And it just kind of sounded like she.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's far from exclusive evidence.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Also in September 2014, Carly talks about Taylor in an article for Vogue promoting her new brand deal with L'Oreal Paris. Note that Carly has a very big habit of bringing up Taylor every time that she's promoting something. Could be a coincidence, could be purposeful. Frankly, if you're friends with Taylor Swift, you probably are going to use that to your advantage when you can.
Yeah.
October 9th, 2014, Taylor covers Riptide, and she keeps the female pronouns.
Hey.
I know, I'm tired of that narrative. Like, if you're covering a song, to be honest, I usually prefer it if they keep the original pronouns to
Me too.
regardless of their specific sexual orientation. But, whatever. That's that. 17th of October, 2014, the Daily Mail runs a report that says Harry sent Taylor 1,989 roses to mark 1989 doing so well.
Harry Styles?
Yes, they're including this because this is when they're saying that they started to push the Haylor narrative at the time. On October 21st, 2014, Taylor posts a picture featuring Carly and Austin and says she's a friend who feels like family. This seems like a combination of authentic friendship and romantic connection, since this is around the time Taylor seems to be trying to get Carly's attention.
Her brother?
Yeah. So, 29th of October, 2014, Kaylor go and watch the Knicks play. Carly is super into sports, so her appearance here isn't odd at all, and the girlies look cute all night and get photographed a lot, obviously. They referred to this as a date, obviously. To me, it's just 2 girls.
Okay.
They do walk away holding hands. They hold hands in public all the time. Seems to have been, it's not something that
Very normal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't really do that, but I don't think that it's very weird, especially in this context, they're walking through a gym, you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I guess I don't see a huge crowd of people, but I'm just imagining like two girls, you're walking through like a big crowd of people, you grab hands.
Yeah, makes
Just a
sense.
thought. Or it could be because they're in love. I think Taylor's shoes are hilarious. Like, it really
Yeah, her
is.
outfit is so funny.
It really is hair, shoes, bag. Not one of them is always fucked with Taylor. Not all, sometimes she has hits. I fear this isn't a hit, especially because look at Carly, like Converse, low rise jeans, you know,
It's a
cute black
basketball
tank
game.
top, and then Taylor's in a long sleeve black. Is it a turtleneck?
Yes.
A long sleeve black turtleneck, black leggings or otherwise tight jegging type pants, and leopard print heels
That's hilarious.
with stickers, I guess, on her shirt. Very fascinating. I
Pins.
mean, she looks slay, of course, like, but it's definitely not her best fit to date. Not one of my favorites. I'm not using it for inspo. So, this next part, I've been so excited to share with you. Lee posts a throwback photo of
Mhm.
herself from 2012 that was taken by Josh. She also posts this, and Josh comments on it. So, you see that it says heart KK, okay? Like, a couple years later, I think, she posts the below photo where it shows the full thing, and you can say that in that pavement it says J Heart KK, as in Josh
Okay.
Hearts KK. Um, the Gaylor theory. Do you want to guess it before I say it?
I truly don't know what it could be.
Great. Um, the theory is that it used to say TS Heart KK, but they ripped up part of the concrete so that the TS would look like a J.
I don't bro.
What they're saying is that it used to say TS and then they basically like chipped out part of it to make it a J and then filled in part of it to cover up the rest of the S. Which also I want to
That's not
say,
even
if Carly and Taylor were wanting to keep things private, why would they etch TS Heart KK into a public sidewalk, presumably?
because this whole thing is like,
It's just
this is
fucked.
different than
Yeah.
this. Maybe like this is more new and this was from a previous thing. Like this could not even be related. I
It,
mean, it obviously wasn't done at the same time.
they say that it's J and that it used to be an S next to it and it was T and Taylor loves Carly Kloss.
Okay.
You know, that's what makes
That's
sense.
crazy.
Yeah. Um, just, you know, important. That's the state of mind that we're in now. This is also something that I was pretty excited to share with you. And here we're kind of coming up. So 19th of November 2014, the Kaylor Vogue photo shoot is done. It's not released that day, but that's when they do it. Various reports surfaced later suggesting that Josh was on set with them, which the Gaylors say that this is linked to the fact that he didn't love Taylor and Carly to hang out one-on-one because he knew that they were in love, I guess.
Okay.
On the 23rd of August 2014, Kaylor attend the American Music Awards in LA and run into Diana. Rest in peace, Swift Gone. That's when Taylor's sitting on Carly's lap. They're very coupley and very sweet the whole night.
Wow.
On the same night, Josh posts a picture of Carly in Big Sur and geotags the location. The Gaylors say that the reason that he did this is because he's watching on TV and seeing how coupley and sweet and cute they're being. So he wanted to post it to like make a jab at Taylor to say like, well, I've taken Carly to Big Sur too.
Hey. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. On December 1st, 2014, Carly talks to E about how excited her and Taylor are for the Victoria's Secret fashion show and how getting ready and going to it feels like going to prom. She then also talks to Glamour about Taylor and the Victoria's Secret fashion show, saying she's so excited to experience the show with her BFF again. And again, here we see the common theme kind of Carly using their friendship to like promote things to get people to view the Victoria's Secret fashion show. The next day, the Victoria's Secret fashion show is recorded. And then December 4th, 2014, Carly posts a picture of she and Taylor at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and she captions it, "We never go out of style."
Wow.
I know.
That's very slay.
Self-referencing.
Taylor looks so good.
I loved this one. This is important shit here, all right? Buckle in. The 4th and 5th of December
Oh
is
God.
Kissgate. Kissgate! I know, unfortunately, there's no eyewitnesses. But some of the people who posted pictures of Tay didn't even notice that Carly was there, and Josh was also there.
Okay.
When you look at the picture, it kind of looks like they're kissing. have to be real, which I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stand on my business and say, if they let's not view the video yet, and I think that being super drunk at a concert in your early 20s and kissing your friend is a normal experience, and that doing that doesn't necessarily make you gay. Not that it's also fine if Taylor's
Yeah.
bi and she's just now in a relationship with a man. That's fine. I don't want to offend the bilers out there, okay? My beef is not with the bilers, okay?
Mhm.
We can exist happily because I would love to think that Taylor hooked up with beautiful models before she locked down with a man. I love that
True.
idea. Love that idea. Um, but I do just want to also have representation for straight girls in their early 20s that get drunk and kiss other girls just to see what it's like. That seems like a pretty normal experience of being a hot girl, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
just saying, on the surface, even if they did kiss when they're super drunk at a concert, I think that that is a very normal friendship experience. Also, just a reminder
Okay.
that we have prior evidence now that it's very interesting that this all happened in a 1975 concert because we know that Maddie Healy and Taylor had a very
Oh
long
my god.
situationship, and there was also reports at the time that she made out with Maddie Healy at this concert. Just saying.
Is there any pictures of that?
No, of course not. Backstage. It's alleged to have happened backstage. But we can now make our way to the TikTok that I found that was posted somewhat recently that is pretty decent footage of it, I think.
Her headbanging is so funny.
I know.
She's just Okay,
It,
I'm at the kiss part. It doesn't look like they kiss.
no, that's what I'm saying, that this video
It
is
looks like
actually
they just
is
it looks it looks like one of them just said something. It looks like Taylor had to whisper something to her or something.
exactly. That's always what I said, is that most likely they were just trying to talk. But I think that
Yeah.
it's very interesting. um Who knows what Kissgate, if it was or if it wasn't. If it was, I still don't think it's definitive proof that she is in a relationship with Carly. Sorry, Gaylors. It's
No.
just not. Kissing girls is a normal experience in girlhood. If you didn't, I guess, I mean, sucks to be you.
Sorry.
Like, you're really just gonna marry a man and never kiss a girl? Taylor Swift, directly after Kissgate, literally the day of. So, literally, December 5th, right out, she comes home drunk, goes to sleep, wakes up, sees that everyone is saying that she and Carly were kissing, and she tweets, "As my 25th birthday present from the media, I'd like for you to stop accusing all of my friends of dating me. Hashtag thirsty." So, the Gaylors will say that it's, her trying to get the heat off of her, to get the attention away from her being gay. I'm gonna believe Taylor when she talks directly to her
Yeah.
audience. So, just saying, I wonder if she still feels this way, Gaylors.
Hmm.
Just proving one day at a time that Gaylors literally hate Taylor Swift. Like, they literally hate her. They want her to be
Yeah.
miserable. She also, this one's one of my faves. These are Tumblr posts that Taylor Swift's actual, not a private one that we don't know is hers, her real Tumblr account liked these posts on Tumblr that call
And what
Kaylor's.
is her Tumblr?
It's just Taylor Swift.
Oh,
She
sorry.
just her real normal Tumblr. She likes these posts that say, they quote her tweet that she just tweeted, and they comment, "Finally, she said it. Now you freaks on Tumblr can finally stop making posts about Carly and Taylor are dating nonsense. You know that tweet applies to all of you who are convinced she's dating Carly too." Taylor Swift liked these on
So she
Tumblr.
okay, that's all I need to know, honestly.
Well, but the Gaylors will say that she did that for press.
No. No. They're stupid. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree. So,
She's probably so pissed because like
she's
she
like,
was just having
I
fun.
was just being a girl. Like, she never gets to just like be a girl and just like
And
have a good
then
time.
and then the one time it's like everyone's just fucking spreading false stuff. It's like I would be pissed.
Like, just let her be a girl.
Yeah.
So, let's see. 9th of December, 2014. So, days after this, the Kaylor Heavy at Victoria's Secret fashion show airs. One of my fave looks. I wanted to do this for the Eras tour so bad, but
So
it just
good.
wasn't appropriate. But it's so slay, like both of them.
Love it.
Carly, absolute slaying, the wings, everything. Taylor, the silk robe, it's pooling on the floor. It's stunning.
I
And
love
Victoria's
this.
Secret doesn't do it like this anymore.
Nope.
Just a moment. Carly's shoes have the little pom-poms. Just taking it in. It's really big on my screen. It's funny. Obviously, the Gaylors say like, oh, they're just always looking at each other. They only have eyes for each other. In this one specifically, they say Taylor's looking at his boobs, to which I say, first of all, so would I. She's walking in front of me in this stunning, beautiful outfit that's literally designed to accentuate her boobs and ass to look fantastic. I would look
Of
at
course
them.
she's gonna look.
I would look at them too, and there's nothing, I mean, I like to look at girls,
It
but
doesn't mean
it
they're in
doesn't mean
love.
that you're gay. If you're a girl and I mean, she looks stunning, but also we literally can't see her eyes. They are just, she's having chemistry on stage. Like, and she does this. I didn't include all of it because, like, this is so long and I mean, we're already an hour into it. But there's also, she's being like cute and like, not even really flirty, but like charismatic with Cara on
Yeah,
stage too, with a bunch of people because she's singing, she's performing a show, and they're all acting like sexy and fun, and that's what they're doing. That's literally the show. Anyway, so good, beautiful. Um, December 11th, 2014, Carly's photographed leaving Tays. Vogue writers claim that this was the day that the editorial was written, so presumably they were together doing that interview.
what editorial?
Um, it'll come out later.
Oh,
Um, the 11th of December, so that same day, Kaylor performs at the Jingle Ball in New York City. Carly and her sister attend. Once again, there's no clear move away from Carly and Taylor being seen together after Kissgate. So, to me, if Kaylor's real and Kissgate happened and it's supposed to be a secret, this is a red hot emergency situation. If they are in a relationship and it's supposed to be secret and Kissgate happened, this is so fucking bad. So
yeah.
why are they hanging out? Like, you know?
Yeah, if it was real, then you would wanna be
Yeah. But
separated.
they're not. They're still just acting normal, being friends. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah. Then 13th of December 2014, Taylor's birthday. They get footage of Carly arriving there. Once again, this is not what it would look like to be going dark and to not be hanging out. This is where we see another deep rooted Kaylor theory, which is that in the photo, Taylor's top lip is smudged, and Carly also has smudgy red lipstick on her lips, which means that they were kissing.
It's just the lighting.
I also think that they're drinking and having a party, and they both probably, their
Yeah.
lipstick is getting fucked up because they're taking shots, they're sweating, they're dancing, they're eating. Maybe they're kissing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're
Oh,
kissing too, but I think that there's definitely a chance that, and let's go with the best friend narrative. Their lipstick looks a similar shade. They got ready together at Taylor's house wearing the same lipstick, and now they're partying. So yeah, that's the evidence that they were kissing.
okay.
14th of December, Carly posts a simply captioned pic for Taylor's birthday. Um, and December 2014, Carly participates in Swiftmas. Are you familiar with Swiftmas?
No.
I wasn't in the fandom at the time, really, but basically, Taylor, it sucks that I wasn't a fan. I was a fan, but I didn't know about like the internet community surrounding Taylor
Yeah,
Swift. So she
me
would
too.
basically just like pick people that were super active on social media with like Taylor Nation and stuff, and she would just send them a bunch of sleigh gifts and like write
I do know
notes.
about
So
this.
we know that Carly participated because Taylor in this time was including like Polaroids. And so there was a picture in one of the people's that was a picture of her and Carly, and she was like, "Look who joined me to help rap." Whew,
Wow.
I know. Can you fucking imagine? I fucking wish. So yeah. So they're clearly still on, still friends. She's helping her with Swiftness in December. So even though Josh seems to have come back into the picture and Carly seems to be dating him, the Gaylors would say that Kaylor are having some illicit affairs during this time. Stay here, honey. I don't want to share. But I'm again more on the boat that Taylor might not be a big fan of this man, but this is
Yeah.
still her friend, and so she's still kicking it with her friend.
Yeah, and plus, why would you wanna hang out with the boy all the time,
I
even if you liked
I
him?
never want to hang out with boys. 13th of February 2015, the Kaylor Vogue, which is just tons of stunning, stunning photos of these stunning, stunning women. That's just the one that I picked, but you can take a little scroll through all of them. A
Wow.
lot to choose from. I have to pee really bad, so I'm gonna let you gander and I'm gonna pee really quick.
Yeah, I wanted to draw attention to the photo of Taylor's yellow flower skirt. It's just like the daisies that Carly
Daisies.
had in her
There's a
hair.
lot of kind of like references to the Big Sur trip. They're in the car, they're doing the road trip. It's very like similar energy.
Yeah.
Very slay, very cute. And the day after this, which, just so you know, again, Tay Voodoo, unless she somehow works this into her contracts, the Kaylor Vogue cover was February the 13th.
Oh my god.
I know, right? February
Wow.
14th, Valentine's Day, Carly posts a picture from the Vogue cover and wishes Taylor a happy Galentine's Day. 16th of February, Taylor
Okay.
does a cameo on SNL's 40th anniversary episode. Carly does a shout out for it, and she also promotes Vogue on Good Morning America. Meanwhile, Diana watches a smug Carly walk in New York Fashion Week. And the story of that is just that Diana was there,
Mm.
and apparently on stage, Carly looked very smug because she knew that Diana was Taylor's ex.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay.
17th of February, 2015. Kaylor attend an Oscar de la Renta show, and Tay makes a weird comment saying, "My publicist would get mad at me if she explained why she was there." To the Gaylors, this is the clearest sign that Kaylor was back on.
What does
I
that
mean,
mean?
frankly, it is a weird thing to say. I don't know what Taylor would have meant by that, but I'm thinking, oh, my publicist would get mad at me if I told you while I was here. Like, I'm just here to get drunk. I'm here. But of course, their view
Uh,
is that she's saying, I can't tell you that I'm here to see my future wife, Carly Kloss.
oh my
Yes.
god. Okay.
February 24th, 2015, Taylor attends Carly's Fund Fair, and Carly, quote, cops a feel. She's copping a feel.
Okay. No, she isn't.
Yes, she is. She's copying a feel. God forbid a girl cop a feel. It's literally like it's nothing. Um,
It's nothing.
25th, the very next day, February 2015, Kaylor attend the Brit Awards and the after party together. Gossip magazines claim that Taylor was seen flirting with Calvin here. This is the last time that Kaylor is seen publicly until June of this year. This is when they go underground because now they have something to hide. This is almost 3 months after Kissgate.
So now they have
Yes,
something to
all of a
hide.
sudden.
Not
Yeah,
Kim
right?
K.
I know. Isn't that
Who is this
shocking?
man?
I don't know. I'm waiting for it to load on my side. They also think that it's interesting that she differentiates between Tay and Bay. And yeah, so I
Okay.
guess is that Josh? No. Yes? I don't remember what white people with brown
No,
hair look
doesn't
like.
look like him. I
Yeah,
don't either.
doesn't matter. Anyway, March 2015, Taylor writes So It Goes, which in this time period so was one of the edgiest songs that Taylor had released. Scratches down your back now, and other lines that,
Mm.
showed way more into like the sexual side of things than she ever really wrote about in her music before. And this is when Calvin Harris was chosen to be her beard to get Taylor's public image in line with the new edgy lyrics she was writing. So It Goes
Okay.
also has an EDM influence, which, they're saying could be tied back to Calvin because he's a DJ. Um, but as we know, Taylor and Calvin didn't really go so well. And according to the Gaylors, that's when Calvin ruined any chance of him helping her reputation and forced Taylor's team to pretend that So It Goes was about Joe.
Okay.
I get really frustrated with this because like it's the same with people on Tortured Poets that say, this song's about Maddie, this song's about Joe, this song's about Travis, this one, this one, this one. She could have started a song and maybe it started off being about Maddie. And then when she came back and revisited it, the edits that she made it sort of also about Travis or sort of also about Joe. Like, I think that it's really stupid to think that she is directly ripping exactly what happened and putting it exactly word for word how it happened in real life. And that it's
Yeah.
much more realistic to assume that she's writing and yes, it's stuff that's happening to her, but she's mixing experiences. She's changing the story sometimes. She's, making art for us. She's not literally podcasting us her life.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
take like, oh, she wrote this song on this day, so it has to be about this, this, or this, or it couldn't have been about this because she started working on it this day and they didn't meet until this day, where it's like she could have gone back and made edits because we know that lyrics change. In her songs,
Yeah.
she could have started it with one intention. It also could be a coincidence. She could also be part of the song that doesn't make sense. Like she could have made that part up, or like I digress. The Gaylors say that the lines like "I'm so chill, but you make me jealous" and "Gold cage hostage to my feelings" and "We break down a little, but when you get me alone, it's so simple" imply that whoever Taylor was writing the song about, Carly, and her were in a complicated relationship involving jealousy and miscommunication. This fits the timeline happening here with Josh Lee much more than the traditional Kaylor timeline, and it fits the situation much more than the Joe retcon. The retcon.
What's retcon?
Well, because they say that all of this stuff was happening when she was with Calvin and with Carly, and, then when she starts being in a relationship with Joe, they try to do revisionist history and say like, "Oh, this song and this song's about
Oh,
Joe," actually, even though that wouldn't make sense,
okay.
but I don't even know if they're whatever. So March 2nd, 2015, Carly posts photo of flowers she received in Paris using the hashtag feeling loved. While these could have been from Josh or Taylor, seeing as Carly hasn't been seen with either of them in over a month, and Kaylor seems to be back on, I'm leaning towards them being from Taylor, says the Gaylor. Um, or her Derek, or her parents, or someone else, they say. Anyone but Josh. Anyone but Josh.
Anyone but her
Yeah,
boyfriend.
which is interesting because also in March, Josh and Carly attend the wedding of one of Josh's business friends.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So they're seen publicly.
Yes. We can make our way down to the next asset where you will see Taylor and Calvin. It's a photo taken by a fan. They're low-key matching. Seeing pictures of Taylor in this time period is just so interesting to me because it's just so different, I feel like, than she is now.
Yeah, it
But
is.
this is them going to Whole Foods and they were buying Carly's cookies. This is also another thing that I say, this probably was PR. I mean, you know, not necessarily
Yeah,
like she was forced to by a contract, but I'm gonna go with my new boyfriend, let people take pictures of me getting cookies from Whole Foods, whatever.
makes
Um,
sense to me.
exactly. Um, yeah, so the Gaylors also say this would have been the first stunt between the two of them because they're going off of the assumption that Calvin and Taylor are not in a real relationship. So ties back to Carly's cookies, very interesting. And this is also a hint to them that Kaylor is still on because Taylor needed to write songs about this relationship, but she needed a boy so that people would know who they would be able to think it was about him.
Okay.
Yeah. 3rd of April 2015, Calvin and Taylor go to a concert and they're wearing matching jackets. I think it's kind of funny to call them matching jackets, even though I mean I'm sure they are matching, but they're just black leather jackets. So
Yeah.
it's not like a custom thing. I don't know. Just seeing her with Calvin is always so interesting because he had no impact on her life whatsoever. It's just like, damn, I literally forgot
Yeah,
that you were ever here.
you existed.
I forgot that you existed. Yeah. 12th of April 2015, the Bad Blood music video is filmed. Carly's in this, obviously we know that, and she boxes with Taylor. Mid-April 2015, Josh Lee go to Coachella, making their reunification public. They're very clearly in a good place, and they're letting the world know. April 20th, 2015, Carly posts a pic of herself kissing Josh's cheek, which is the first time that she posts PDA of her and Josh on her Instagram. The Gaylors point out
Oh,
that up until this point, the only person that Carly has kissed on her Instagram is Taylor on the cheek. April 29th, 2015, Calvin posts a picture of Taylor's cat, which we know is how she
oh,
classically soft launches her boyfriends. I believe she did this with Joe too. Um, 30th of April 2015, Taylor gushes about Carly to Access Hollywood while promoting the 1989 tour, which Carly is going to have a Carly cam, which I'm unable to find the 1989 tour anywhere in decent quality. I'm assuming that this is a video of Carly at the tour, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, they're BFFs, so I assume it's fine. Trigger warning, uh, member of the Trump family. We're on her Instagram. So Ivanka posts about Carly attending the White House Correspondents' Dinner with the family. This is a pretty big deal because not only has Josh clearly now let Carly into his business life, she's also starting to be accepted by his family. So, likely Carly would have probably
uh-huh.
insisted that Josh make her part of events like this if they're going to get back together. So obviously Carly's not in that pic, but she's tagging
True.
her in the picture. So yeah, kind of crazy. Taylor is talking to Grazia magazine to promote the 1989 tour. On the 5th of May, Carly attends the Met Gala with Gigi Hadid as her date, but she enters the gala with Josh. Not only is he there, he is clearly her actual
Mhm.
date. Taylor skips the event because this is the first night of the 1989 World Tour. May 8th,
Okay.
2015, Carly posts about missing Taylor. Originally the caption was missing my girl, but she edits and changes it to missing my BFF. Yeah,
Hmm.
nothing too crazy there in my opinion. Saying my girl and saying BFF seems pretty interchangeable to me, not inherently queer.
Yeah.
IDK.
No.
12th of May, Carly promotes the Bad Blood music video. People say this is part of a scheduled promotional rollout. Probably it's also cool. I would post about it too.
But yes.
At May 18th, 2015, the Bad Blood music video premieres. It was filmed in April, but premiering now in May. And then Calvin and Harris and Taylor the same day show a fair amount of PDA at the Billboard Music Awards. But I recall not finding it to be very PDA-y.
Yeah, it looks very normal,
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
27th of May, 2015, Calvin and Tay have dinner together. June 8th, 2015, Gigi Hadid posts a pic of Calvin, Carly, and herself that Taylor took. It appears as though Gigi has mended the bad blood between Carly and Taylor. However, due to what's likely a mixture of Josh's needs and the needs of Taylor's team, as well as both girls' sanity, Kaylor are now only going to be seen together in group settings, such as this one. Also, as we'll see later, Carly
Okay.
has some sort of promo deal with the tour that she needs to fulfill. The girls are going to need to look like besties in order to fulfill obligations. Again, I say perhaps they're beginning to grow apart because Taylor's not a fan of her boyfriend. And so she hangs out with her with other
Yep.
people, but she's not exactly wanting to be besties. Not sure. June 10th, 2015, we have Taylor debuting Calvin on her Instagram.
Wow. The Swan.
I remember this era so clearly. 13th of June, 2015, Carly wishes Josh happy birthday. 15th, oh my god, he's a Gemini just like me. 15th of June, 2015, Carly posts the J Hearts KK thing in the cement once again. Again,
Uh,
it did not ever say TS Hearts KK. And obviously this is showing that they're well and good in a relationship together. The 21st of June, 2015, it's the 1989 tour. Taylor's in Amsterdam, and she gives a speech before she sings All You Had to Do Was Stay. She talks about what it's like to be in a gray area with someone that you love. Taylor says, in
okay.
theory, that's supposed to be simple, but a lot of the time, what we end up talking about is how you feel like you love someone, but you don't know if they love you back, or if you want to be with someone, but they're not sure they want to commit, or you're texting someone you really like, but they wait like 4 hours to text you back, which is just rude, I think. Anyway, what I'm getting around to is that it breaks my heart every time I hear that you're in some kind of gray area, no man's land with someone you want to be with, because I think that everyone should want to be with you. I think it should be an honor for someone if you like them. I want you to be happy, and I guess I just wish that things could be more simple. I wish that in relationships you only had two options. I wish the option one in relationship is you leave, or the option number two is you stay. So the Kaylor's interpretation of this is that she's in a gray area with Carly at the moment. At this moment, the last time they hung out together was over 2 weeks ago. Carly's with Josh all the time, but Kaylor is still in touch, and one or both of them clearly still have feelings for each other, they say. I read this as if she could be talking about Carly and Josh,
Her
saying,
yeah. Not
yeah,
about her
like
and
she might be
Carly.
saying, you love someone and you don't know if they love you enough and they're not committing the way you want them to. And it breaks my heart to see that you're in some gray area, a no man's land with someone that you want to be with, because I think that everyone should want to be happy to be with you. Just
Yeah.
it also could be about something that's happening in Taylor's life. I don't think that I think that Carly and Josh are in a relationship and are seemingly, as far as we know, doing very well. And I think it is very bizarre to think that this is about Taylor and Carly's relationship in any way.
Yeah, it is
I
really
agree.
weird.
Um, but the Gaylors note, it's too impassioned to be about Diana. And Harry has also been long over at this point. Calvin and her are very much together at this stage, so why would he be refusing to commit? I also say just because Taylor and Calvin are publicly dating doesn't mean that he's not being a dick behind the scenes and she feels like he's not, into her enough, because we literally have no
True.
idea. But again, IDK.
Yeah.
23rd of June, 2015, a couple days later, 1989 tour. She's in Glasgow now. Taylor gives the same speech to All You Had to Do Was Stay. But in this show, she makes sure to mention the crowd that she loves Scottish people, which is relevant because Calvin's Scottish.
Okay.
Yep. 27th of June, Taylor brings Carly on stage for her London show, along with many other, bunches of the girlies. That was 1989 era was so slay. She brought on the most random people just on stage. So the day after this, Carly posts a pic with Taylor, Kendall, Cara Delevingne, Martha, and Gigi. This is the full crew that went on stage to the 1989 tour the night before. And they call this clear PR for the tour. Probably in part it is. It's also, again, if I was invited to go on stage with Taylor Swift, I would do it, and I would also post about it all the time. I would never stop posting about it.
Yeah, for real.
4th of July, 2015, Taylor posts a pic of herself and Calvin at Holiday House. July 12th,
Wow.
2015, Carly joins Tay on stage in New Jersey again. This appearance was part of the promotion deal. The Gaylors say many squad members got to go on stage, and this isn't something to overthink, they say, which is so funny, I think. Don't tell me not to overthink. Don't tell me not to overthink. um, yeah,
Oh
right?
my god.
July 2015, Carly flies from Rome to watch Tay's shows. Carly hugs Tree Payne, and Carly says, I came straight from Rome for this. And then Carly's bodyguard says, Tree, Taylor's gonna yell at me if I don't take Carly to her right now. And then the bodyguard whisks Carly away to take her to a very impatient, parentheses, and in love, Taylor. Taylor wanted to see Carly the minute she got back, so she sent her team to pick Carly up and bring them to her as quickly as possible. I mean,
Okay.
again, I guess this doesn't go with the narrative of Taylor hates her boyfriend and she doesn't really want to be friends with her anymore. Not sure. Definitely doesn't immediately scream gay to me because if your friend, like,
No.
I don't know. I don't know. I just, whatever. But take that as you will. If you are going to fly all the way from Rome to see me, then yeah, get your ass backstage as soon as possible. I don't know. This same night, Taylor gives a shout out on stage, which people say that it's Carly that she's giving a shout out to, but I'll let you be the judge of that. She says, mostly the change cannot be attributed to geography. It can only be attributed to people who came into my life after I moved into New York. So if that's you, pat yourself on the back. I love you so much.
Okay.
Yes. Now, in your neck of the woods, the 25th of July, 2015, 1989 tour in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Taylor gives the speech before. All you had to do was stay, but she's changed it a little bit. Instead, this time she says this. So just put yourself in the perspective because you're so close to the stadium right now. You can really just. She says, I don't like gray areas. I don't really like when people say, I don't know, when it's a basic yes or no question. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no is the answer. And I tend to think that, relationships are much less complicated than we make them if we simplify it to two basic options. Again, if we're going to go off of my Hitler theory that Taylor's making this speech about Carly and Josh and how, she doesn't love Josh for Carly and if he wants to be with her, he should enthusiastically want to be with her. She just saw Carly. So perhaps Carly, right before the show, was like, yeah, blah, 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 Josh, blah, blah, blah. And Taylor's saying this again on stage. Or again, it could be about herself. The Gaylors say that it's significant because it doesn't make sense because everything is fine publicly with Calvin, and obviously Diana, she hasn't been seen with in years. So the Kaylor problems are clearly still going on. She's looking for an answer from Carly, who seems to be undecided, which is strange to me because if Carly is very publicly dating this man, I don't see how things are not decided.
None of this means
Yes.
anything.
It's the 3rd of August, 2015. Tay wishes Carly a happy birthday with what the Gaylors say is an extremely strange Calvin Harris pic from the night Gigi helped them reconcile. Apparently, many people criticize her for the move in the press, question mark. Kaylor seemed to think it's funny. Except it's not funny. It's weird. Also, they really do seem to be broken up and struggling and not all that happy. So personally, I think that this is shade. Tay's bitter. She picked up Calvin to explain being in love, but she ended up getting dumped instead, and he turned out to be a massive asshole. And she's still, quote, friends and in a promotional deal with the person who dumped her, and stunting with the douchebag. It's a shit show.
Okay.
Could just,
I don't understand how they got any of
just,
that.
gotta read between the lines, Blake. 30th of August, 2015, Kaylor attend the VMAs with the rest of the girl squad and interact repeatedly. 1st of September, Carly posts a pic with Tay and other friends to promote the Bad Blood music video. September 3rd, 2015, Carly starts NYU, reportedly due to the Kushner pressure. This is sort of an interesting choice because the Kushners have a lot of ties to NYU. I didn't go down that rabbit hole. I'm sure it's sketchy in some way. They have a lot of ties to NYU. It's also interesting because we never hear anything about this degree again. So she seemingly started to go to convince his family perhaps that she was doing better because this is also the same time that she quits Victoria's Secret. Gossip,
Mm.
fashion gossip magazines say that this is pressure from Josh and his family. Obviously, we don't know that. I think it's probably pretty likely that they're like, "Oh, you're serious and you wanna be a mom and you wanna be a wife, you can't be a lingerie model at the same time as doing that." It could
I
happen.
guess. Even that's a
I
stretch. I
mean,
don't
I just who knows? November 10th, 2015, Karlie Kloss's British Vogue reveals her ongoing conversion to Judaism in the diary pages of her booklet. This is proof that they were obviously very serious about each other because, spoiler alert, Karlie does eventually completely convert to Judaism fully.
okay. Josh
Yes.
is Jewish?
Um,
Okay.
18th of November 25th, Kaylor attends that same Lily A's she's a Victoria's Secret model birthday party. More Girl Squad pics there. 23rd of December 2015, Elvin and Taylor build a snowman. This doesn't seem like anything very big because to a normal person it would not be, but the Gaylors say that there is evidence that he flew in for just a few hours to take this pic, and then Taylor changed clothes, he changed clothes, they took more pictures so they could post and pretend like they were on vacation together, but they weren't, and he was only there for a few hours.
Why do people
Didn't
think
dig
that?
too much into the evidence because I knew that it was not compelling or true in any way. So
Mm,
just trust
okay.
them. 31st of December 2015, New Year's Eve, Taylor and Ruby Rose ring in 2016 at a Calvin Harris gig. Hollywood Life covers it. Charlie's end of the year roundup on Instagram features lots of photos of Taylor. 1st of January 2016, Taylor drops the Out of the Woods music video. January 12th, 2016, Karlie posts about Oscar Health, the company that Josh owns, on Instagram. February 12th, 2016, drops Famous. He claims to the press that he called
Hmm.
Taylor to ask about the famous lyric. Tree claims he did not do that. 15th of February 2016, it is the 2016 Grammys. Taylor attends this event with Selena Gomez, and as we know, 1989 wins Album of the Year. In Miss Americana, despite Taylor being in a public relationship with Calvin Harris, and according to the Kaylors, in a happy two-year relationship with Karlie at this point, Taylor talks about feeling extremely lonely after winning this award. She remembers thinking, shouldn't I have someone that I could call right now, and having only her mom to go to. Taylor's also shaky all night. She cries after her performance, supposedly due to missing a note. But frankly, there's probably other things going on in her life as well. Although it should be mentioned that Taylor said in Miss Americana that it was extremely difficult for her to perform well at that time due to her eating disorders. Some Kaylors say that she's sad because she doesn't have collaborators to share the day with, but they're mixing up Red in 1989. Taylor did have collaborators for this, like Jack Antonoff and Max Martin, who were there with her and who did celebrate this win with her. She was very single and felt like she had no one to support her personality and personally and romantically, as she says in Miss Americana.
She doesn't I thought she was
She
with Calvin
was, but in
Harris.
Miss Americana, she's like, "I had no one to call." I don't find this weird. I think that Calvin was a very distant boyfriend to her, as we know from her cheating on her later, and not writing basically any songs about him and, like, kind of forgetting that he even existed in her life. Seems like he was a boyfriend when she was going through a lot, and he wasn't really a presence in any way. IDK.
Hmm.
A couple days later, February of 2016, Calvin calls Taylor his beautiful girlfriend on Instagram, probably to make up for the fact that he wasn't even there when she was accepting her Grammy. 18th of February 2016, Karlie tells Elle that she and Taylor are glamorous and normal 20-somethings, and then she promotes coding with a K. Didn't dig through this. I'm assuming Karlie had some kind of coding organization program IDK that she was pushing girlies in STEM. It was called Karlie's Coding with a K.
Hmm.
Um, and again, we
Okay.
see the pattern of Taylor name drop promoting something. Just a thought. Um,
Mhm.
this they note that based on the Grammys, things are clearly not good in Kaylor land. Yeah.
Great.
Um, and here we see Josh Lee Papt in Paris looking disgruntled. Again, the narrative that they are always looking mad in photos together. I didn't think it looked really that crazy,
They don't look
but
mad.
they say that this is them being grouchy, looking towards a breakup, whatever. I don't see it. I don't see it. Uh,
I don't
6th
either.
of March 2016, Calvin and Taylor post for their anniversary. Of course, the Gaylors call this their anniversary with quotes, but they celebrate their anniversary. 12th of March 2016, Karlie and Taylor go to the gym in LA and Taylor Instagrams them together. 16th of March 2016, Taylor posts a pic of her and Calvin on vacation. 18th of March 2016, we're at resource A41. Taylor's tagged in an Instagram post by Kimby, who's Karlie's sister, suggesting that she might have been at the party, but she was not in any of the photos. Calvin was also tagged. Karlie and Taylor hugging, but then being reminded that they need to separate by someone. Tell me what you think.
No, they just hugged and then separated.
Well, the Kaylors say that this was her being reminded that they couldn't be standing.
By who?
Someone in the video, I guess.
All right. I need to eat my dinner.
Eat it. Would you like me to continue while you munch?
Okay.
We're in the end stretch. Taylor shouts out her boyfriend Adam, Calvin Harris, when receiving an award. This is confusing, given that she was saying she was super lonely in February. Hardly seems like he's, a big source of support for her.
Wait, who
That's
was
Calvin Harris's
Adam?
real name. I know it's confusing to have a stage name that's a normal name. Like, why is your stage name
That's
Calvin
so stupid.
when your name's Adam?
It's
Right?
literally so
He's weird.
cringe.
So the Gaylors say that this is Taylor's illicit affairs era. But I don't really know about this. This would have been when Taylor's going through the most with Kanye and Kim. And in a personal front, she's more famous than she's ever been at this point. She's constantly being criticized for her body. She's struggling with an eating disorder. Him and stuff is happening. Everything in her life is kind of like going nuts right now. I really don't think that it is necessarily related to Carly at all.
They already called another time in the illicit affairs
They're not
era.
consistent, obviously. So April 2016, Josh Lee, Taylor, and Calvin all together at Coachella at the same time. They say this is super messy. This is kind of funny because it's Josh, Carly, Taylor, Calvin, and who else there? Liz Hewitt, who was allegedly Taylor's ex from way back in the Swiftgron era. We talked about her old backup singer from Speak Now era.
Right.
Yeah, she's Bleachella, she's slaying. Probably not doing great in her personal life, but she looks very sick. April 19th, 2016, Vogue uploads the Taylor Swift 76 questions video. Taylor tells Vogue that the best gift she ever got was Calvin's Christmas present, which was an olive tree. The Gaylors say this is straight bait. She also says that Big Sur is the ultimate romantic destination, which of course they say is a reference to going with Carly. I think
I hate the
we should just
Gaylors.
assume that Taylor likes Big Sur. She's been there a bunch of times at this point. 26th of April 2016, actually are spotted in the West Village. This is them theorizing that False God is from Josh's POV. Then they go on to attend Time 100. Taylor doesn't go that year, although she definitely had received an invite. 2nd of May 2016, Taylor hosts the Met Gala, grinds on Tom Hiddleston, and Hetlers believe this is where she meets Joe.
Taylor hosts
I
the
guess
Met
that's what they
Gala?
say. I don't really understand what that means. Josh Lee is in attendance. Kaylor
What?
dances together, and Josh seems to get drunk. Source, IDK. This is the night supposedly that inspired the Bridge of Dress in Hetlerland, and while their timeline might not be true, the Kaylor timeline seems to be suggesting that they're somewhere in I Don't Want You Like a Best Friend. Obviously, we all know, we all love her Bleachella Met Gala look. I mean, love it or hate it, we all
This
know it.
is iconic.
I love it. I know it has a lot of haters, but I think it's slay.
She looks great.
I mean it's I don't know. I think it looks great.
She pulls off the Bleachella
I
perfectly,
know.
honestly.
I'm missing Platinum. Platinum is so fun. It's bad for you, but it's so fun. Okay, 1st of June 2016, Calvin and Taylor announce that they have split up. 8th of June 2016, Carly posts for the Josh Lee anniversary. 11th June 2016, this is where the Gaylors say that Josh Lee are fighting on the streets of New York City and being caught doing it. And I will say, I mean, crossed arms, she has her hand up. They might be disagreeing about something. This is a far cry from fighting on the streets of New York City and getting caught doing it.
No, it could be anything. She could be just talking about a different annoying thing in her life.
And again, if someone took a picture of me every time I looked annoyed at the man that I was speaking to, it's not that big of a deal.
True.
Ridiculous. June 15th, 2016, Taylor is spotted making out with Tom Hiddleston for the first time. This is when Calvin also goes on his Instagram and deletes all of his nice posts about Taylor. And after he does that, Taylor does the same for him. Fuck you, bro.
Oh my god.
16th of June 2016, Kim Kardashian tells GQ that Taylor did approve the famous lyric. Tree counters with her statement saying that never told Taylor about the bitch part of the lyric. June 2016, we have Hiddle Swift attending a Selena Gomez concert. And he's
Why is he
sweaty.
wearing
His
that?
shirt looks ick, but Slay, I guess. 4th of July 2016. Hey America happens with the hashtag Girl Squad. Josh is there. He gets posted about and once in a group pic, takes a Polaroid with Carly and Hiddleston and Taylor, and also plays ball with Carly in the gardens. They note he does not look happy ever. You can tell me if you think that he looks completely unhappy. I think he looks pretty normal.
I don't even know which one he is.
Well, whichever one looks unhappy, I guess. I believe in the photo, it's from left to right. It's Josh, Carly, Tom Hiddleston, Taylor at the very end. So he's literally barely in it.
Well, he looks happy in that one.
No, that's not what the Gaylors say, Blake. He's suffering. He's struggling. He hates it. Anyway, June 6th, Taylor's papped with Tom in LA. July 8th, Taylor and Tom are papped at the Sydney airport, the Gold Coast. 10th of July 2016, Taylor and Tom are spotted in Broadbench. They're all around the space. 14th of July 2016, Hiddleston denies rumors that the relationship is a stunt. A preview for Kim Kardashian, Keeping Up with the Kardashian airs, where Kim says she's going to do whatever it takes to protect Gross. 16th of July 2016, Kim posts the edited footage of on Snapchat of the call between Taylor and Taylor and Tree point out nowhere in the footage does Taylor agree to the lyric. Hashtag Snakegate ensues and Taylor is loudly and publicly dragged and canceled. The 3rd of August 2016, Taylor FaceTimes Carly for Carly's birthday and then possibly records the backing vocals for King of My Heart. In behind the scenes footage, we can see Taylor with the similar hair and with the same outfit when she's recording King of My Heart. They claim maybe this song is about Carly, or is it's inspired by feelings that she had on this day? Could it be about someone else? To me, that's obviously not clear. Like, just because she recorded a song on the day does not mean it's about Carly. It doesn't mean literally anything other than she happened to be working and it was her friend's birthday and she called her friend. Whatever. Bizarre. August 14th, 2016. Amid Taylor's feud with Kim Kardashian and West, Carly is asked by the Sunday Times if she thinks that Kim is a good person. Carly's response is, I think she's been a lovely person to me in the past. Look, I don't really know her that well. I'm being honest. If you're my friend and I'm going through this and somebody says, do you think that Kim is a nice person? The only acceptable thing for you to say is no, she's a fucking lying bitch. And if you say anything...
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think Carly has been that great of a friend. Like, it seems like she's just kind of using Taylor for promotion all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I believe that most of this was purposeful PR for Carly.
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. Like, she's constantly buying her cookies.
How is Taylor benefiting from this relationship?
Besides, like, the Victoria's...
But she was hired to do that before they met.
Besides the Victoria's Secret. But yeah, so nothing.
7th of August 2016, Taylor attends Blake Lively's baby shower. 6th of September 2016, Hiddleswift announces their split. 9/11 2016. Carly's at the US Open with Jared and Ivanka. His family seems to be coming around, and even in the lead up to the controversial election where Ivanka's dad is running, their approval matters more to Carly than her liberal image does, because in the past, Carly has been kind of open with more leftist views, and now she's being seen with, at this point, who we know is going to be the president-elect for this coming election.
Ugh.
And she's marrying into it. And so also I say, I wonder why Taylor would maybe not want to be her friend anymore when she didn't defend her and now is in the Trump family practically. I mean, tangentially, you know?
No, I would
exactly. September 14th, 2016, Carly's popped out on a run in Cornelia Street with Taylor's bodyguard and then is seen looking hella disheveled hours later. That's her looking hella disheveled hours later. Tell me what you think. She looks pretty much perfect.
She looks completely fine.
Her hair's a little mussed because, she was on a run.
She was on a run.
She looks flawless. Disheveled. Her ponytail is very slightly mussed. Not even like that much.
Yeah.
September 17th, 2016, Taylor goes to a food and wine festival in Nashville and she rewrites the first verse of Gorgeous to instead be, I got a boyfriend, he's older than us. He's in the club doing I don't know what. This club line is clearly meant to imply Calvin, and the original lyrics, I got a boyfriend, he's older than us. I haven't seen him in a couple of months. Could be about Calvin or Tom. Clearly has nothing to do with Carly, but for some reason they think that it's about Carly. Makes no sense. 28th of September 2016, the Hetlers claim that this is Joe and Tay's anniversary due to Taylor covering September and changing the lyrics to the 28th night of September. No way to confirm or deny this, but Taylor said it in a song, and we know that Taylor was in New York on that day. Obviously, we don't know where Joe was at the time because he's a nobody, and nobody knows where he is when he wasn't with Taylor. 20
I don't understand. How do you get anything
I
out of
know,
this? She could have changed it because it was the fucking date. What
I know.
the fuck?
29th of September.
Like,
I know, it's nothing, it's a whole lot of nothing. That's why I said I'm worried that it's gonna be boring because, like, when you list it out like this, it's, like, pretty much so clearly
it's
I know,
nothing.
I know, I know. 29th of September 2016, Cara Delevingne is photographed leaving the Cornelia Street apartment early in the morning. Very suspicious, very suspicious.
Oh my
13th of October
god.
2016,
They were clearly having lesbian
obviously.
sex.
A group of Tay's friends, including Carly and Lily, are seen at the Bowery again. Joe Alman is also seen leaving. 23rd of October 2016, Kaylor is present at Drake's birthday party. Yep, I know.
Boo.
So this is, all of this, the golden tattoo referenced. They claim that this is what the lyric is referencing because she and Taylor both use flash golden tattoos, as you can see, but kind of joking because you can really not see them at all. um,
Yeah, you
but
really can't.
it's also strange because Carly had like one, Taylor had a whole bunch on her. So I don't think that this is a golden tattoo. All of this silence and patience pining and desperately waiting. My hands are shaking from holding back from you. I don't think that we can assume that this is related. So Carly posts a picture from the event of her and Taylor does not like the post. Late November 2016, Taylor records Delicate. 31st of October 2016, Taylor and Lily host a Halloween party and Carly does not come. If they were girlfriends at the time, then I think that Carly probably would have attended because Taylor was literally hosting it.
Oh my god. She's
I
fucking
know.
Deadpool.
A lot of these photos aged poorly. I mean, not poorly, but things have changed. Okay.
Well, that was her best friend's
Yeah.
husband's
No, I
movie.
know exactly. But now you look back and you're like, oh, getting close to the worst day. 7th of November 2016, Taylor go to Lord's birthday party. This is the last time that Carly and Taylor are publicly seen together for 2 years until 2018. It's almost exactly 3 years from the first date they hung out. And if you need proof that this is a shelf life, it's the fact that it lasted such a neat length of time.
It's so
Because if you
lesbian.
meet someone and then you stop being friends with them close to exactly 2 years later, it's obvious that it's because it was a contract and not because it's a coincidence.
Oh my, I wouldn't even
They
think
say
of
that it
that
literally
stuff.
says for an organic friendship, that's remarkably weird. Like, I'm sure
No, it
I've become
isn't.
and I've stopped being friends with people, and it might have accidentally ended up being almost exactly 6 months or almost exactly a year or almost that's just if you look for things, you'll find
That's
them.
just
She tags Taylor, and Taylor also does not like this post on Instagram. November 8th, 2016, Trump wins the US presidential election, and Josh's brother and sister-in-law are now in the White House. 12th of November 2016, Taylor attends the premiere of Joe's film. 17th of November 2016, Carly posts on Instagram about hosting the AMAs and uses a picture of the previous years, which includes Taylor. Again, using Taylor to promote something that she's in. Taylor also does not like this post.
wait, you
Oh,
put
sorry.
she does
Taylor
like it.
does like sorry. Misinformation. Notice how the only Carly post she's liked in the months is a PR one. This is the last like on one of Carly's posts until she gets married in 2018. 18th of November 2016, Carly posts a picture on Instagram with the caption red lips and rosy cheeks, and to them they say this indicates that they're done. Frankly, I think it's probably Carly clout chasing on Taylor a little bit, getting some more attention for referencing her because they're not seemingly close friends anymore, and maybe Carly, wants the attention. Or maybe they are still friends and she's just doing it to be cheeky and cute.
She has red lips and rosy
It's
cheeks.
not that serious, except when it is. Yeah. This is pretty much the final stage of romantic Kaylor for the normal Kaylors. There's also those next stage Kaylors that think that Carly's children are actually Taylor's and that they're still
Oh my
together in present
fucking
day,
god.
but I didn't go into that because that's so absolutely insane that, like, I can't even there's no point. There's no
Yeah,
point to that.
we can't even get into that. That's
Yeah,
just fucking
exactly.
crazy.
The next I'm pretty much gonna speed run because it's really all just about Taylor meeting Joe, and even, well, it depends on the level of the Gaylor, but a lot of Gaylors even have to admit that her relationship with Joe is different than any other of the relationships that they've considered beards, because she does so many things with Joe that are not publicity related. First of all, he's not famous, so he's not getting her any clout. But second, they're not really even going to award shows and stuff together. She's going to like his family's house in London, like stuff like that. Like, so it's kind of hard to
Mhm.
argue that he was a beard. People will say that that's not true. I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious that her relationship with Joe, at the very least, was mostly real, because they did so many things in private, and what would be the point of that? Like, it's just, I don't know, you know?
Yeah. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't think any of her relationships were, like, started from PR. Like, I feel like that was her
Yeah.
boyfriend.
I think
Like, I
maybe some
don't
of
think
them
I
were
just
overblown.
maybe
Like, I think, well, see, used to I thought that Haylor was probably semi-PR, like they were sort of casually dating, but they made it more than that in the media. But then after the 1989 Vaults came out, I was like, you know, maybe it was more serious. I don't think any of it's fully manufactured, but again, yeah, you're right. Maybe we're naive, who knows? Um, so
maybe some people do that, but I just didn't really get that vibe from
I
Taylor, but
agree.
I
I
don't know.
agree. So Carly is now engaged to Josh and does something that I do have to admit is strange. I mean, I would do it, but I'm not personal friends with Taylor Swift. So as part of her bachelorette party, Carly goes to the Reputation tour. It's interesting because
Okay.
I mean, she's not really friends with Taylor at the time, but it's fun, whatever. Um, they say that Taylor's a petty ex and that during dress she points at Carly. Again, I'm really kind of tired of this, like, and she's pointing at this person because, you know, there's like 50,000 people there. And how are you sure that she's pointing at this one specific person?
Yeah, she could be pointing at
Yes.
anyone. How does she even know where
Exactly.
they're
She
sitting?
definitely couldn't even see because of the lights. Um, I even sometimes have trouble, like, you know, that clip of Taylor seeing Travis at the Eras tour? Even though it was daylight, I was still, when I saw that clip, I'm like, how does she even fucking know? Like, how? It must be so hard to see, but whatever.
Well,
And it
Travis
was
is
daylight, but I'm
big.
still saying, like, even that, I was like, I don't even know. Is that really what she's reacting to? Because how do you see someone in the audience when there's so many people?
Oh,
Anyway, so the Kaylors ask, what was the surprise song that she played when Carly was there and she knew it? Um, well, it wasn't Love Story, which is supposedly Carly's favorite song that Taylor's done, and it wasn't Wildest Dreams, which is the Kaylor song, apparently. It was Better Man, which then, because the Gaylors can't give up, they say it's a reference. It's a reference because she's saying that Carly, you know, she wishes that Carly was a better partner. I think it was just a random song that she planned on doing. You know,
yeah, what?
um, stupid, really stupid. Um, After the concert, Carly, as we know, never wanting to turn away good PR, posted a picture of her and Taylor backstage to probably like, look, see, we're not feuding. I was just at the tour. Taylor didn't like this photo either. Then Carly followed Joe on Instagram, and Joe did not follow her back. And so then she unfollowed him. It's real of her. And then Josh,
Yeah,
because
that's
of
funny.
this, Josh then unfollowed Taylor. Strange. Don't know what the point of this was, but
Weird.
to me it seems pretty clear at this point that Taylor's not very interested in a close friendship with Carly. Um, so one of the things that Gaylors constantly say is that Carly and Josh's wedding was staged and it was all PR. And a big thing that proves this is because their real wedding was on a Thursday. And then they later had a different wedding that they took more pictures of, a second wedding. And that getting married on a Thursday is super weird. That's obviously completely negating the fact that they are Orthodox Jews. um, that don't do anything from sundown on Friday to sundown on Saturday. So if you're an Orthodox Jew,
True.
Thursday is the most likely time to have a wedding if you're planning on like drinking and having a good time. Because if you had a wedding on a Friday or a Saturday, you couldn't on a Saturday, and on a Friday you'd have to be done by midnight. So
Yeah, makes
obviously it was
sense.
a real wedding. Whatever. But so they get married on a Thursday. That's normal for the culture, obviously. Um, Taylor didn't go to the wedding, but do you know who was at the wedding? Scooter Braun.
No.
Yeah.
Ah!
So Carly seems to be really, I mean, she just loves Taylor, hanging out with Scooter Braun and saying that Kim Kardashian is a good person. So strange thing though is that unlike all the other photos except for the one PR-ish one, Taylor actually did like the wedding pic that Carly posted on Instagram. They're saying, "Oh, she
Hmm.
was ignoring them and now she's liking it to be petty." I say maybe she wasn't liking them because she's not really friends with Carly, but she was like, "Whatever, happy for you." Or maybe she's like, "I hate that man, you know it, I'm liking it." Like, I don't really think it's that crazy. And I don't have to go heavily into this because it doesn't really matter that much, but Carly did fully convert to Orthodox Judaism. We saw it in her diary
That's
earlier,
interesting.
when in her diary it said she needed to read I don't know if it's Shema or Shema, but it's a daily prayer recited in Judaism, and she meets with the Rabbi Sarna, and that was NYU's rabbi, and remember Carly was going to NYU or whatever. Um, Whatever. They're
Uh-huh.
all connected. She did fully convert to Judaism, slay. Um,
Cool.
so, June 3rd, 2018, a very strange article was published by Grazia, which is, I guess, a fashion magazine, in which an anonymous, high-profile formal member of Taylor's squad claimed that Taylor had basically dropped her and her other friends after meeting Joe and told her to stop talking about her in interviews. So it's kind of clear that this source is either Carly Kloss or the person is trying to make it sound like it's Carly Kloss. Um, I think that it could be real and that meeting Joe had nothing to do with it. She was probably not wanting to be Carly's friend because she's hanging out with people that Taylor does not fuck with, not even counting just Trump, but like, Scooter Braun, Kim Kardashian, you know. Um,
Yeah.
13th of December, 2016, Carly wishes a Taylor happy birthday in a really gushy post. Taylor does not like it. A bunch of other people also wish Taylor happy birthday on Instagram, and she does like those posts. Based on where Taylor's birthday cake was from, she was in London. Taylor didn't even like the post. They weren't in the same place. There's nothing going on between these two at this point. Third of yes.
3rd of Jan.
Taylor diaries in the lover diaries that she's essentially based in London and that we have been together and no one has found out for 3 months. This is obviously about Joe. 20th of January 2017, Trump is inaugurated. Josh attends with his family. Josh posts a pic of himself
Boo.
and his brother in the White House. Eventually, he does go and delete that post, so I didn't link it. 23rd of January 2017, Josh goes to the Women's March without Carly. Um, this is not weird, the Gaylor say, because he was in DC without her. She probably wasn't invited to the inauguration. IDK. Not really that important. February 4th, Taylor performs in Houston and says it's her only show for the rest of 2017. The performance is very Reputation-esque, suggesting Taylor has already figured out her concept for the new album. 24th February
Huh.
2017, Little Big Town performs in Nashville and says Taylor can't perform with them because she's in London. There was an Instagram comment and a tweet that claimed the same thing. Basically, like I said, I'm going to start speedrunning this because we already know that she and Joe were in an actual relationship. We don't believe that she wasn't. So I don't really need to give you all this info, but just so you know, they're back and forth between London. She films Look What She Made Me Do. She's photographed in Nashville and then she leaves again to London. The Sun reports that Taylor and Joe are dating and they've been dating for months in May of 2017. TMZ posts shots of Taylor in Nashville, May 2017. US Weekly suggests in May of 2017 Taylor's about to make her comeback. Taylor and Joe are spotted in June in Nashville. Again in June, Joe's seen disembarking Taylor's private jet. 13th of June, Carly posts a love you post for a happy birthday for Josh. 18th of June 2017, my birthday. We had your birthday in the last session. The Daily Mail reports that Taylor spent Father's Day in London with Joe's family. June 2017, Joe and Taylor are in the gym together. Taylor spends the 4th of July with her parents and Joe at her Rhode Island home. They're clearly together. July
Oh god.
2017, Carly hangs out with Kendall Jenner instead of Taylor for the 4th of July. Very suspicious energy. July 2017, Joe and Taylor papped again. Summer 2017, Taylor allegedly lives at Cara Delevingne's in London with Joe. They say this is a weird story, but we remember that Cara was seen a lot at Taylor's house a while ago. Kind of seems to me that it might be two girls that don't like to live alone. And so when Cara was in New York, she was like, "Can I stay with you?" And then a couple years later, Taylor's like, "Hey, I'm in London. Could we stay with you? Like, I know you don't like to be kicking it alone." Doesn't seem that crazy to me. 3rd of
Mhm.
August 2017 is Carly's birthday. Taylor does not post. 27th August 2017, Look What You Made Me Do music video is released. Opening scene features Met Gala Taylor 2014 being buried, which is the second time this is being referenced in a music video by Taylor. This is also one of the only Taylors left standing at the end of the music video, which is interesting because, like I said, it doesn't have one of her really iconic moments attached to it. So it's kind of strange that she's drawing attention to it.
Mhm.
Um, Taylor swings in a gold cage, referencing So It Goes. There's a pussy magnet squad factory scene, where she's showing all of the girl squad BDS and BDSM gear. On Junior Jules' t-shirt in this music video, it has all of her friends' names on it, but Carly's is not there, which starts some speculation on social media that they're not friends anymore. Taylor and Joe are seen in New York City in September 2017. October 2017, London Secret Session. October 2017, she films Endgame in London. 18th of October 2017, she does a secret session in Rhode Island where she tells everyone that Gorgeous is about her angel boyfriend of 1 year. So straight from her mouth. If you don't want to believe her, that's fine.
Wow.
And then she likes someone's post on Tumblr that I guess you could say leaks this information, that shares that information. 2 days later, they release Gorgeous on the radio. She does an LA secret session in October. Josh and Carly go to Halloween at the Met. November 2nd, Call It What You Want is released. 10th of November, Reputation is released. Basically, I'm just skipping through all of December. Taylor and Joe are seen together. 2017, she was in London. She was clearly spending most of her time with Joe. She was clearly not close friends with Carly, clearly not together with her, and clearly real with Joe. Let's just be
Yeah.
realistic. Meanwhile, at the same time that she's with Joe all the time, Carly and Josh are together all the time, vacationing, going to events. They're also clearly together. January 4th, 2018, Carly posts an Instagram video with a caption saying swish swish, which we know was a diss track that Katy Perry wrote about Taylor. So she's being shady again. This bitch is not Taylor's friend or her lover. Joe and Taylor are together.
Yeah, what the fuck?
31st of January 2018 is when I didn't include pictures of these. I don't know if you've seen them before, but Calvin Harris tweets that he grew a beard to help him help him get a Grammy, but it didn't work out for him. Everyone says that this was him outing Taylor, saying that she was his beard that he started dating in order to win a Grammy.
Not talking about
Yeah.
an actual
Of course,
beard.
he did have also an actual beard at this time, but that's not what he
Okay.
possibly meant. 7th of February 2018, Carly is photographed hanging out with Katy Perry. Again, she and Taylor are not friends. She's hanging out with every op that Taylor Swift has.
Why does Katy Perry hate
Remember they had
Taylor?
beef because Katy stole Taylor's backup dancers or something. Remember Left Shark? And then they
That was
yeah, and then they made
okay.
up in the You Need to Calm Down music video when they were a hamburger and french fry and hugged each other.
Oh, right.
Again, okay, Joe and Taylor are photographed all together. March 12th, 2018, Delicate music video is released. In the background of that music video, there's a sign that says Joe's Deli, Easter egging her boyfriend Joe. But the Gaylors say that a woman in the final bar scene looks a little bit like Carly, so it's clearly actually about Carly. A profile of Carly mentions that she has a declining friendship with Taylor. 22nd of April 2018, Carly posts a picture of herself in Israel. She goes on to post a couple more, and later her and Josh join friends in Jordan. This is speculation that this trip was conversion related. It probably was. 24th of April 2018, Tumblr user claiming to be a friend of Joe's family says that Taylor helped paint his brother's wall once. This pic seems to be from that day. Takes me back to the night that we painted your brother's wall. It's clearly referencing Joe.
Holy
It's
shit.
not really that crazy. Again, Carly and Josh are being seen together a lot. Taylor and Joe are being seen together a lot. There's absolutely nothing to imply that anything's going on between these two, but have to tell you, something slay that I didn't know. Should Joe and his mom go to the opening night of the Reputation tour? Joe records the end of Gorgeous. Taylor points at Joe during King of My Heart. Joe and Taylor hug at the end of the show in Miss Americana, we see. And the rep room has J necklace cookies. As you can see, her Tiffany necklace and a cookie. Delicate vertical videos released when Taylor points at the J necklace. It's all giving not PR. It's all giving very real. Reputation in Glendale, Taylor dedicates Delicate to her LGBTQIA fans and gives a speech about it. Everyone thinks that she's about to come out. Not sure why they would think that. Joe and his brother Patrick go to Rep Night 2 and watch the show with Taylor's mom. Again, it's giving very real. It's not giving PR. Carly wishes Josh a happy birthday on Instagram. And again, Taylor and Joe are together. Carly and Josh are together. 3rd of August 2018. Ivanka wishes Carly a happy birthday. Taylor doesn't. It's again, like, it's just they're hanging out. not together with their significant others. It's not that there's literally nothing that says that they would ever be together, that they are together. They're clearly not even friends anymore. Um, June 14th, 2019, Taylor gives that surprise performance at Stonewall, and everyone says that this is when Taylor wanted to come out, but Carly would not let her. And Carly wanted to come out at that time and was debating doing it alone, even though she was married.
What?
June 30th, 2019, The Masters Heist. Scooter Braun, manager of Kanye and Justin Bieber, both men that Taylor hates, buys Big Machine Records and Taylor's masters. In return, Scott Bruschetta gets a position on the board of Ithaca Holdings. Ithaca is backed by the Carlyle Group, which is funded by the Kushners. So, in
Oh my
turn,
god.
Josh sort of he doesn't own Taylor's masters, but Carly's married to a guy that's backing the people that are stealing her music and not letting her have it.
Damn.
And Carly is also being managed by Scooter Braun at this time. He went to her wedding, like we talked about. And she also likes a tweet shading Taylor and posts pictures of herself on Instagram, and all of the Swifties go and hate on her in the comments.
Mm.
Rez Hilton, in July of 2019, reports on his YouTube channel that Carly and Taylor are in a feud because Carly leaked personal information about Taylor to Scooter. I'm not totally sure what that information realistically could have been, because Scooter would have already been pretty familiar with Taylor, but maybe she did. Who knows? July 24th, 2019, Taylor releases The Archer on the anniversary of Josh Lee announcing their engagement. I think that means nothing. August 4th, 2019, Nashville Secret Sessions. Taylor says that her new cat is with dad, referencing Joe, her real boyfriend. In August of 2019, Taylor has a Vogue interview where this is a quote from the article. The reporter says, I asked her, why get louder about LGBTQ rights now? Taylor says, rights are being stripped from basically everyone who isn't a white cisgender male. I didn't realize until recently that I could advocate for a community that I'm not a part of. It's hard to know how to do that without being so fearful of making a mistake, and you just freeze, because my mistakes are very loud. When I make a mistake, it echoes through the canyons of the world. It's clickbait, and it's part of my life story, and it's part of my career arc. Which I would like to
Damn.
say that people should be referencing this quote a little bit more. Maybe this is why she doesn't speak out as much, because she
Yeah.
is right that she's not allowed to make a mistake. And I'm really not trying to kiss her ass right now, but there's nothing that she could say that would please everyone. So frankly, being quiet is really the best thing
Yeah.
that she can do.
I
But I
agree.
also want to point out, she's saying I could advocate for a community that I'm not a part of. Again, she could be bi, she could be curious, but she's outwardly telling us that she's not a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and I don't really see why we should again, I'm not coming for the bilers. If you think that she's hooked up with girls before, that's literally fine. But being like, this is real and it's just, it's crazy.
I mean, from everything she's literally said, it appears that she's a straight
I agree.
woman.
Only a straight woman could be with Travis Kelce, I fear. Not in a mean way. Not in a mean way. Not in a mean way. That man's for
No,
her. He's not for me.
but
And I love it.
yeah, I love him for
Exactly.
her.
August 9th, 2019, Elliot posts a picture of her and Josh on Scooter Braun's yacht. 10th of August, 2019, Page 6 runs a piece on Kaylor, the Kaylor feud, and Scooter posts a picture of Josh and Carly on his yacht, confirming that it was them, proving that they're all tight, they're all friends. 23rd of August, 2019, the release is Lover, and people on Twitter are seeing her and Joe in London. Again, they're together. Taylor talks about Joe to The Guardian in August 2019. She also talks about the mess in 2016, saying, every domino fell. It became really terrifying for anyone to even know where I was, and I felt completely incapable of doing or saying anything publicly at all, even about my music. I always said I wouldn't talk about what was happening personally because that was a personal time. She won't go into specifics. I just need some things that are mine. She despairs just some things. She compares that year to being hit by a tidal wave. You can either stand there and let the wave crash into you, and you can try as hard as you can to fight something that's more powerful and bigger than you, she says. Or you can dive under the water, hold your breath, wait for it to pass, and while you're there, try to learn something. Why was I in that part of the ocean? There was clearly signs that said riptide, undertow, don't swim. There are no lifeguards. She's on a roll. Why was I there? Why was I trusting people I trusted? Why was I letting people into my life the way I was letting them in? What was I doing that caused this? People will say this is somehow related to her being gay. I think that if you want this to be about Carly, if you really want to, first of all, be obtuse, because she's clearly talking about she was going through so much during that year. But one of the things that she was going with was, if Carly was her best friend, Carly very clearly betrayed her. She's
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
if it's
say.
about Carly, it's about Carly betraying her as a friend, not.
Yeah, she's clearly done a lot of learning about who she can trust and, that kinda
Exactly.
thing. That's obviously what it's about, like,
And again, that year was so much more than Carly. If they were in a relationship breaking up, even if that did happen, she was going through so much more than just that. Like, so much more. Like, pretty much the
yeah.
worst time in her entire life. Like, you know. Um, 9th September, Taylor and Joe attend Ed Sheeran's wedding. Niall, One Direction, follows Joe on Instagram, and Joe follows him back, showing that Joe would follow people back, just not Carly. So perhaps that could be because they're exes, or because she was a horrible friend to Taylor. Um, Taylor performs on SNL in October of 2019. Carly's not there, but Diana is. So
Oh my god,
I guess
Diana's
they've
back!
just been secretly together this whole time. Kaylor was the red herring for Swiftgron. Yeah, whatever. So maybe she and Diana are still friendly with each other. Who knows? 14th of November, 2019, Taylor announces that Scott and Scooter are preventing her from performing her old songs or using them in Miss Americana. December 12th, 2019, right before her birthday, Taylor's presented with the Billboard's Woman of the Decade Award, and in her speech, she makes digs at those who have sided with Scooter, and presumably this includes Carly. She says, "It's the definition of the toxic male privilege in our industry to say, well, he's always been nice to me. Well, of course he's nice to you. If you're in this room, you have something that he needs." 13th of December 2019, Carly throws the classy holiday party on Taylor's birthday. Josh attends. Taylor obviously doesn't. She has her own birthday party, which Joe is attending. They think it's suspicious and petty that Carly is planning a holiday trip on Taylor's birthday, which forces their mutual friends to decide whose party they're going to go to. I think that
I mean, that is a little weird.
maybe I also think it's probably just a coincidence. When your birthday's in December, it's kind of common that like Christmas related
True.
things are likely to be planned near your birthday. I don't know. 13th of March 2020, Carly's dad flexes his daughter's connection to the Kushners and Trump, which is pretty gross. 21st March
Ew.
2021, the real famous phone call leaks. Q hashtag is over party. Justice for
Hell
Taylor.
yeah.
And sometime before April 2020, Taylor and Jack write Mirrorball, August, This Is Me Trying, Illicit Affairs, and Betty. This is also the time when Taylor approaches Aaron Dessner about working together for Folklore. 29th of May 2020, interesting enough, Taylor calls out Trump on Twitter, and Carly likes the tweet, and so does Joe. Carly and Josh are papped in LA. Looks like they're arguing. Again, not really thinking that, but we suspect Taylor gives her ex his heads up about albums. So they were probably fighting because Taylor has sent Illicit Affairs among other songs to Carly, and Josh and Carly are fighting about that.
Why would they be fighting about
Great
that?
question.
Because it was an illicit
Yeah.
affair.
Taylor likes a fan account's tweet on July 23rd, 2020 that says, "I know y'all are vulnerable right now, but don't text your ex." Clearly, this is a reference to Carly because Taylor's never had another ex before in her whole life. Folklore drops on the 2-year anniversary of the Josh Lee engagement announcement. Again, I say, I really don't think that Taylor fucking cares enough about.
I don't think she
Agree.
remembers.
Fully agree. Hoax is track number 16, and that matches lesson number 16 from Taylor's Elle article about not trusting your first impression of people, which is clearly about Carly, of course. Spencer Pratt, who has said very anti-Carly things in the past, receives a cardigan, like a PR cardigan, in the mail. In fact, everyone pretty much gets a cardigan except for Carly, including Joe's random friend from like high school, Eleanor. So everyone
Okay.
gets a cardigan except that bitch, Carly. Let's see. 5th of August, 2020, Taylor goes on Betty. Again, we talked about this. No homos it on the radio. It's where she says that it's a fictional album. You know, because people wanted to automatically say that it had to be about a girl because she's writing from a boy perspective. Really stupid. Again, Josh and Carly together, Joe and Taylor together. Stupid. October 29th, 2020. Carly's pregnant with Josh's baby. Taylor's lose their shit. This is when people start saying that somehow they're still together, even though January 7th, 2021, Taylor drops It's Time to Go. And I definitely do think that this song in part is about Carly. We have the verse, "When the words of a sister come back in whispers that prove she was not in fact what she seemed, not a twin from your dreams, she's a crook who got caught." Pretty realistic. Notice she didn't say "when the words of a lover." She said Words of a sister. A sister. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yep.
August 9th, 2023. We're getting close to present day. We're getting closer to wrapping this up. Carly shocks the whole world, and you'll remember she showed up at the Eras tour and she was in the fucking nosebleeds, bro. Somebody did eventually come and get her and bring her down to the VIP tent, but that does show us that Taylor didn't know that she was coming.
She had worse seats than us,
Literally,
I
no,
think.
she was far away as fuck. Definitely worse than our Atlanta seats. Our Atlanta seats were pretty freaking close. And then April 23rd, 2024, getting very close here, in the midst of Taylor's song Thank You Amy coming out, which, you know, everyone thinks is about Kim Kardashian. For some reason, Carly posts a selfie, or sorry, Kim posts a selfie with Carly on Instagram. So
Hmm.
another interesting thing. So I'm done with my text timeline here. I do want to scroll down a little bit and get into present day, kind of going off the dome for this. Obviously, we now know that Taylor and Travis are engaged. The Gaylors
Whee!
cannot handle this being the reality. They reference the photo of Taylor getting proposed to in the Bejeweled music video. There's a flower, what's like awning behind that? Not awning. What are those? Arbor.
Arch.
Yeah. So they claim that this is some of their proof that the engagement's fake because it's clearly referencing this.
What? I have not seen that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's performance art, obviously. So that's that. And then you see them again. Prince Jack was forced to propose to Housewench Taylor. This is proof that it is a performance art, and that's what they, you know, are convinced that it is. The gist of this is nose lore. This is when somebody commented and said, Taylor, if you're lurking, touch your nose during this song so we'll know that you're gay. And Taylor touched her nose during that song
Oh my fucking god.
and it's indisputable proof. It's not that. First of all, from my memory, Taylor does this kind of thing all the
Yeah,
time
she does it
in
all
the
the
Eras
time.
tour, especially when she's getting applause. Like, I'm not trying to like. It's obvious. Like she's acting humble. She's like, come on.
She does it
Like
all
it's
the
not.
time.
But that's Nosler. That's actually some of their very strong evidence that they point to in the Gaylor community. If that gives you any indication.
That's wild.
Another thing that I think we need to acknowledge, and the Kaylors don't want to admit this, but picture of Matt Healy at our show in Nashville, coming out on stage when she hard launched that she was with him. Unfortunately, as we discussed yesterday, Matty Healy's existence blows the Kaylors out of the water, guys. Every single song that you want to act like was
Yeah,
about them, it was about Maddie.
that's another man only a straight woman can be with.
Yeah. Uh, I hate it, guys. I wish that a lot of her music was about beautiful, sexy women instead of being about Maddie
I
Healy,
hate
but
it.
we
Disgusting.
have to admit that almost every song that we're like, this doesn't make sense with who she was dating, this, that, and the other, it was all most likely because she was still at least a little bit 1% pining for Maddie Healy. And unfortunately, Showgirl is going to be the first album that we've had in many years that's going to be fully free of Maddie's influence, in my opinion. Drag me for
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
Gaylors. We're getting there. Very quickly, just to remind you of all of the songs that are Gaylor songs, apparently, is Bad as Cruel Summer, as we said, because she snuck in through the garden gate. Has to be about Carly Kloss, could not possibly be about anyone else. Not going to go into it too much. It really doesn't fucking matter. The Man has Taylor saying that she is raking in dollars and getting bitches and models. The Gaylors say that this was her chance to actually say the truth that she was getting with models. Not much to say about that either. This one I think is
Okay.
particularly interesting. I think he knows. His hands around a cold glass make me want to know that body like it's mine. They say that that doesn't really work. You can't really say that about a man because you could never know a man's body like it's yours. But if you were talking about a woman, you could.
Okay.
It's literally intentionally obtuse because you're saying I want to know it like it's mine, as in I want to know it so well that it is as if it's my own body. Not that you have to have a vagina
Yeah.
for me to know it like it's mine. Like it's bizarre. Yeah. Um Paper rings, several queer motifs because substituting the public jewelry you wear in public with symbolic jewelry that you wear for your queer partner, and picture of your face in an invisible locket in Dancing with Our Hands Tied.
Hmm.
hmm Cornelia Street was visited by Karlie Kloss a lot. People do say that It's strange to say, "Baby, I get mystified by how this city screams your name," because from their perspective, Joe isn't famous. Two things to say, it's not necessarily saying it to her, the city screams his name. Like, I could say that when I go this made it stupid, like, Marietta screams Blake's name because that's where Blake
Mm,
lived. To me, it screams Blake's name. To a random person that doesn't know Blake, no, it probably won't. So, for one,
yeah,
doesn't
I
make
see.
sense to me. For two, again, I'm not sure why we're acting like she can't integrate other things. Like, maybe she misses Carly. Maybe I'll never walk Cornelia Street again if we weren't friends anymore. So much of our friendship and you betrayed me and it hurts so bad. Just thinking out
Uh-huh.
loud. Also because Cornelia Street barefoot in the kitchen and Taylor and Carly baked together. So can't fight with that. False god, they say religion's in your lips, the altar is my hips, because as we know, men could not go down on women, only women can. So the altar could not be her hips unless she was a lesbian.
My God.
In Afterglow, fighting with a true love is boxing with no gloves, which Carly and Taylor had a boxing match in the Bad Blood music video. So it must be referencing
But they
that.
were wearing
Yep,
gloves.
yep. Daylight, Taylor says, I want to be defined by the things that I love. Uh, Apparently, this is very powerful for queer people because being defined by who you can love is scary and dangerous. It could be mean being kicked out of our homes, fired from jobs, and even murdered. But at the end of the day, it's such a beautiful way to identify ourselves and our community. Um, they also say they absolutely adore Taylor for saying so, even if she's not ready to say it about herself just yet. I think that is an absolute insane thing to extrapolate from I want to be defined by the things I love.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's insane.
Yes. There's a lot. I mean, you're in love. You're my best friend on the way home. Welcome to New York. You can want who you want, boys and boys and girls and girls. In game, you and me, we got big reputations. They say this could not be about Joe. This song could be literally about anyone. We don't know. Don't blame me. I once was Poison Ivy, but now I'm your Daisy. Harley had a Daisy, you know. Delicate, West Side, with basically every song that has a theme of secret love, they say is about Carly because, or it's gay because you can't have a secret relationship with someone that you're in a heterosexual relationship with. They say Dancing with Our Hands Tied is about Kissgate. Dress, I Don't Want You Like a Best Friend. Call It What You Want. They actually say is that the real lyrics are Carly, do you want? So it's not call it what you want, call it what you want to. It's Carly, do you want? Carly, do you want to?
Okay, that's fucking
Yeah, I
stupid.
agree. I mean,
Yeah, we don't need to
there's not.
go through all of
Sorry.
them.
Sorry. We do have to get to our the best one. Is that Vigilante Shit VS? What else is
Oh
VS?
my fucking God.
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret.
Yes. Yeah. None of it makes sense. So here we are. How do you feel?
Well,
What do you think? Is Taylor Swift a
no.
lesbian?
She is a straight woman.
I mean, I can party with the Bylers. I don't fully think bi. I think that she might have kissed some girls in her time,
Yeah,
but I don't think that I don't think that she's in any serious relationship with a woman. That's my opinion. Sorry,
I
Bylers.
think
I think she kissed Carly. I don't think they were really together, and I think Carly was not a good friend to her.
I think that she probably like did some drunk kisses, but nothing more than that really. She has stated several times that she is a straight woman, and that was after her experimental times. I'm just gonna believe what
Yep.
she says. That's just me though.
And we have Carly consistently using Taylor's name for PR anytime she's promoting something, even after they were being publicly friend, like after Taylor wasn't liking her posts anymore, Carly was still like, oh no, me and Taylor are still
Yeah,
friends. My cookies are at Whole Foods, my app is out, my whatever. And so I think that maybe it started off as PR a little bit. Carly and Taylor were good friends. Carly starts positioning herself with the Kushners. Taylor is maybe like, not loving that. Um, she marries him. Trump becomes president. Taylor's like, I definitely am not interested in that. And then Carly proceeds to then, now that Taylor's not being friends with her anymore, Carly goes on to publicly align herself with people that are literally ruining
yeah.
Taylor's life.
Makes sense that she wouldn't.
It,
It
like,
makes
that's what the timeline tells
it
me.
makes sense that she would feel betrayed for that reason, not a breakup.
Yep. I I just unfortunately don't think that the timeline gives us any actual evidence that they were ever in a romantic relationship. She was back and forth with Josh so many times between this.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
not convinced
It's
at all.
no, the only thing I could be convinced of is that Carly and Taylor's friendship was mostly PR.
You
That
could convince me of that.
Yeah, you cannot convince me that they were in love. They're definitely not still in love. At the very most, they had a several months fling where they were perhaps experimenting with each other,
Yeah,
and it appears that Taylor has, left that behind her, and I think sexuality is fluid. She could be bi. I also think that you can kiss girls and try to figure it out and then consider yourself
yeah,
straight.
you can be whoever you wanna be.
So, I, I know a lot of people say that staying in the closet would make sense in this day and age and that it would be scary. I just don't really subscribe to that when you're Taylor Swift. I think that if she wanted to be out by now, she could definitely be out. I don't think that it would put her in a lot more danger than she's in already. Um, and especially now that Chapel Roan is
Yeah,
famous and
true.
she's
These
literally
people
a
these
lesbian.
people need to go listen to actual gay music, like, that
Exactly. Like they want
exists.
Taylor to be their gay
Go
icon and
listen
they're
to
mad
JoJo
at her.
Siwa,
Gay pop. Our first our
the
first
first
gay
gay
pop
pop
queen
artist. Like, come on.
ever. It's sad because, like, I do see a lot of them, and that was a lot of the obviously, unfortunately, I can't go through a lot of the Gaylor crash out posts because they privated it after Travis and Taylor announced their engagement, but most of them are, like, deeply, deeply hurt because they see themselves heavily in Taylor and they align with her, and I mean, I'm sad for them, but I say you need to go find queer artists that are actually queer,
Yeah.
that you can identify with, and you don't have to bend over backwards and jump through hoops to make it gay enough for you to identify with
Yes.
and then be mad at
Exactly.
her when she's not the person that you've imagined.
Exactly.
Like there's out and let's just say Taylor is closeted. Okay, then stop supporting her and go support someone that's actually gay if that's what you believe.
Or, yeah, if you
There's
think she's MAGA 'cause of her
yeah, that's
husband.
I can't even I we can't get into that. We can't get into that. We're almost 4
Yeah,
hours
this
deep
is
here.
crazy.
Taylor, it's going to be like a 5-hour press. What a debut. Um Yeah, she's not
No.
gay, everyone. I'm really sorry to tell you, she's not gay. She might have been experimental, and I would love that if she was kissing models and getting
Hell yeah.
bitches. That would be great. But she's not anymore. She's with Travis Kelce. That is a real relationship. And I want everyone to really think about the fact that if all of this was true and she came out the way that everyone wants them to, that she would look like an absolute psychopathic, crazy
Yeah, for
person
real.
for faking her life for the past, like,
And
20
then doing it
years.
at the Super Bowl.
Um, yes. So, that's where I'm at. I've researched this exhaustively. I'm sure that if this gets any amount of views, that it will have Gaylor saying that I left out some piece of crucial delusional evidence that would have proven that they were right, but I'm talking to you right now. If you're commenting that, I don't fucking care. I definitely did read it because I read everything and I thought it wasn't relevant enough to include because it was probably
And made
crazy
up.
and not actual evidence and based on Dumois and the amount of times they use Tumblr anonymous submissions as like that's literally less than Dumois. That's literally
Yeah, crazy.
whatever. Yeah, this is pretty nuts. Glad for you to come on this journey with me. I'm glad that you know all of the all of the info now.
Yes, thank you for educating
Um
me.
and now anytime you get any Gaylor content, you will know exactly how to stand on business and put them in their
Hell yeah.
place. I'm sure you come into contact with them all the time in your everyday life. Well, I guess that concludes it. It feels weird to talk to viewers because at this time I'm not confident that we have any, but
Yeah, it's weird.
all anyone that's watching this right now that is not a Gaylor, thank you for watching. And if you're a Gaylor,
Fuck you.
I'm not as happy that you're watching unless you're reasonable. Because I will say shout out to I can't remember the Tumblr name. Maybe I'll add it in post. I was deeply following this Tumblr account for a lot of Gaylor info, and I went onto her social media and looked at her recent posts, and she's totally reformed. She supports Travis and Taylor. She seems to be in the same boat as us. That she might have been a little fruity in the past, but her relationship with Travis is absolutely real, and that's all I can
Good
hope
for
for.
her.
So shouts out to you, girl. I'm glad that some people the prefrontal cortex is formed. They're able to think and look at things in reality. Hopefully, one day the Gaylor subreddit is open again,
Yeah,
and we can just do a whole ep
that'd
on
be
that.
fun.
Because, okay,
Bye.
thanks for being my secret lesbian
You're
girlfriend.
welcome. Happy to do it.